And welcome back to Mount Lion Field. Game 2 already underway. 1 up, 1 down for the Mount Lions as Angel Minshuli lined out to the pitcher for the first out. Currently up to plate, Samantha McDonald. 1-2 count. That one's fouled off into the grandstand right behind the Adams State dugout. Count remain at 1-2 for Samantha McDonald. As Minshuli, McDonald, and Rocha leading off for Adams State here in game number 2 of today's doubleheader. Mount Lions the victors in the first game 9-1 in 5 innings. Mount Lions and Grizzlies playing 4 in this weekend, 2 today, 2 tomorrow, going into the conference tournament next week. Mount Lions already know they're going. Grizzlies trying to secure their ticket to the conference tournament this weekend. I'm Jared Verner. Thank you so much for joining us here in Mount Lion Field. A little bit of a few sprinkles here between games, but nothing too bad. Sun is back out. 1-2 pitch now on the way from Crenshaw, and that is fielded goes from Brewster to Riesman for the, but not quite in time. Hit number 1 for Samantha McDonald as she makes it onto the bag. And now up to the plate, coming up for the Grizzlies, Sarah Rocha. Rocha, the junior, hitting .320 for the Grizzlies this season. 10 doubles, 1 home run among her 31 hits. 1 out top the first inning with McDonald at first for Adams State. Braylon Crenshaw into the circle for UCCS as McDonald will steal second base. That ball goes into the outfield, but Mount Lions are going to try to get into the process, and that ball goes behind the bag as well. So Samantha McDonald making it all the way over to third base for the Grizzlies, with Sarah Rocha at the plate. 1 out top of the first inning of game number 2. But Braylon Crenshaw, 4.49 ERA for the Mount Lions, 8.8-7 on the year with 39 strikeouts. Into the center circle, the freshman for UCCS. Rocha with that pitch, called strike by the home plate umpire. Missed what the first pitch was, so either 1-1 or 0-2 at the plate. Looks like it's a 1-1 count for Rocha at the plate with a runner at third and McDonald. 1-1 pitch down the way from Crenshaw. That ball's put in the play. It's fielded by Glover. They go to home instead, so Glover to White. Be safe for McDonald at home, so 1-0 lead for the Grizzlies as Rocha will reach first on the fielder's choice. As that play from Glover to White not quite in time to get McDonald for the Grizzlies taking a 1-0 lead. Shelby Haskins now up to the plate for Adams State. Haskins, a .309 batter for the Grizzlies, the junior. First pitch that she'll see, fielded straight by third baseman Reisman, as Rocha will advance to second on that play, and so unassisted first base play for the Mount Lions. 2 outs top of the first inning. 1-0 lead for Adams State. And so Rocha on second, 2 outs top of the first inning as Brittany Phillips up to the plate. Brittany Phillips, a .358 batter. Top hitter for the Grizzlies this season. Chops that one off over by the Adams State dugout for strike number 1. Scoreboard right now is saying 0-0, but I'm pretty sure McDonald came home in that process. 0-1 pitch, swing on a miss for strike number 2 to Brittany McDonald. So pretty confident we're talking about a 1-0 ball game, but scoreboard out in center field still saying 0-0. See if we can get that result in between innings. 0-2 pitch now from Crenshaw. That ball's hit high. It's probably going to go out into the first base side beyond the grandstand, and it does. Count remains 0-2 for Phillips at the plate, with Rocha at second, 2 outs top of the first inning. Mount Lions a 9-1 victory in game number 1. 0-2 pitch now from Crenshaw. A little bit high for ball number 1. 1-2 count now for Phillips at the plate. Rebecca Wood on deck. Should the inning continue for Adams State. Rocha at second. McDonald scored after getting the single. 2 outs top of the first inning. 1-2 count for Phillips against Crenshaw. And a little bit high, and that will allow Rocha to advance to third. 2-2 count now for Phillips on the plate with a little bit high ball there. Two across the top of the scoreboard. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Crenshaw. That ball's put in the play. It's going to be fielded by Brewster at third. Goes over to Reisman for the 5-3 play. And so Mount Lions give up 1 run in the top of the first inning, but we go to the bottom of the first inning. Martinek, Cook, and Reisman leading off for the Mount Lions. When we come back, you're watching UCCS softball. Melissa Martinek at the plate for the Mount Lions. 2-2 count. Just got confirmation it is a 1-0 lead for Adams State after the first inning. That run from McDonald. Scoring for the Grizzlies. But right now, bottom of the first, Mount Lions with leadoff batter Missy Martinek as she chops that ball over to Wood at shortstop for the 6-3 play. 1 up, 1 down for the Mount Lions in bottom of the first inning. Martinek 368 batter, but 6-3 play. 1 out in the Mount Lions. Alex Cook, the left fielder, up to the plate, making her 47th start of the season. 333 batter for the Mount Lions. The junior with 4 home runs, 2 triples, and 10 doubles among her 51 hits. Puts that ball in the play. Right fielder Malucci can't quite come up with that one. And so a base hit for Alex Cook on the first pitch she sees from pitcher Jade Garbiso. 6.61 ERA, 5-15 on the season, but with 50 strikeouts for the Grizzlies as Peyton Reisman, the first baseman, up to the plate. Reisman, 393 batter, making her 37th start, 41st appearance. 3 home runs, 16 doubles, 46 hits for the freshman of 3 freshmen in the lineup for Rothbauer Stubbs. That first pitch called strike by home plate umpire Ferguson. 0-1 count for Reisman at the plate. Wind has definitely picked up, as you're probably picking up on the microphone a little bit. A little bit cloudier for these teams in Colorado Springs. That ball will hit the ball in left field. That's going to be a nice home run. So a 2-run home run for Peyton Reisman, her 4th home run of the season. Mount Lions now take the lead 2-0 as Alex Cook crosses, and now you see Peyton Reisman do the same home run to right field for Mount Lions' 4th home run of the day. And her 4th home run, her 2nd home run of the day, 4th of the season. Mount Lions now to 2-1 lead in the bottom of the first inning as Taylor Reed had Playing designated player for the Mountain Lions today, starting pitcher for the Mountain Lions in game number 1. Ended up picking up the victory with 9 strikeouts and 5 innings of work. As Reed head up to the plate now for the Mountain Lions, the senior hitting .292 for the Mountain Lions, 8 home runs, 4 doubles among her 38 hits. Jade Garbiso in the circle for Adams State. There's the pitch right down the middle for strike number 1. Rail Glover on deck should the inning continue, but only, well, we'll continue. 1 out only in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch right now. That ball's put in the plate just over shortstop head, so it'll be at least a single. And she will stretch out into a double, slide in for a double for Taylor Reedhead. 3rd straight hit for the Mountain Lions so far in the first inning. As now another running scorer position is Rail Glover, the senior, hitting .372 for the Mountain Lions, steps into the plate. Playing second base for the Mountain Lions today. 10 home runs, team leading 10 home runs for the Mountain Lions this season. Mountain Lions picking up right where they left off in game number 1. They took the first game 9-1 in 5 innings. Currently lead 2-1 with a runner in scoring position in Reedhead. Garbiso with the pitch now. That ball's put in the play, but be fouled just along the third base side. 0-1 count now for Rail Glover. A 1 count now for Glover as she's back into the box against Jade Garbiso. Pitch is now on the way. Outside or inside for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Glover at the plate. Baseball getting way under here in about an hour at Mount Lion Park, just about a 500 yards to our north as Glover chops that off above on the right side of the grandstands. We'll count it now 1-2 for her at the plate. 1 out bottom of the first. 2-1 lead for the Mountain Lions with Reedhead over on second. And now the 1-2 pitch, a little bit high for 2-2 count now for Glover. Two-one pitch now on the way. That ball's put in the play. Shortstop's not going to be able to make it. Mountain Lions are going to send Reedhead home for the 3, and instead they're going to keep her at third. Early signal from Coach Rothbard-Stubbs was that they were going to bring her home, but instead we'll keep Reedhead on third, put Glover on to first. 4 straight hits for the Mountain Lions so far here in the bottom of the first inning. Mountain Lions already with a 2-1 lead and threatening to make this a 3-1 lead as Sawyer Brewster, the third baseman, steps up to the plate. The freshman hitting .333, making her 17th start of the season for the Mountain Lions. Mountain Lions 500 overall in the year, 24-24, 20-16 in the conference. As Brewster will let that one go by for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for Brewster at the plate. One out bottom of the first inning. Runners on the corners for the UCCS. 0-1 pitch now to Brewster. That ball's hit well, but it's going to go foul into the grandstand. 0-2 count now for Brewster. No balls, 2 strikes for Sawyer Brewster. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning as UCCS trying to open this lead up a little bit more. As Brewster with the 0-2 count let that one go by for ball number 1. So 1-2 count now for the freshman. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Mountain Lions 2-1 lead, helped by a 2-run home run to Peyton Reisman over the left field wall. 1-2 pitch now on the way from Garbiso, and County was up for 2-2. So after falling behind in the count 0-2, she's now even at 2-2. On the deck for the Mountain Lions should the inning continue. Taylor White, the catcher, 7th batter for the Mountain Lions in this inning. 2-2 pitch now from Garbiso, fouled off into the backstop. Count is still at 2-2. 2-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the first inning. 2-1 lead for the Mountain Lions with Reedhead on third and Glover on first. Here in game number 2 of today's doubleheader. Garbiso with the 2-2 pitch and strikeout looking, And now second out of the inning for the Mount Lions as Taylor White comes up to the plate to catch her, hitting 194 for Mount Lions, making her 23rd start of the season. Only 3 extra base hits among her 12 hits in the season. Comes up to the plate with Reed hit on third, Glover on first. 2 outs bottom of the first inning. Mount Lions with the advantage, 2-1. First strike. First pitch is for a strike. 0-1 count for White at the plate. 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Lee Lancaster on deck should inning continue. Right now, Taylor White, the 7th Mount Line batter this inning. Swing and a miss for White, so she falls behind on the count 0-2. 2 outs bottom of the first inning. Runners on the corners for UCCS. I mentioned it, baseball getting underway here in about 52 minutes, looks like, out of Mount Line Park against Colorado School of Mines. 0-2 pitch, that's one's fouled off. Count remains 0-2 for White at the plate. Oh-2 count now. 2 outs bottom of the first inning for Taylor White. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo. Just a little bit low for ball number 1. So White battling here. 1-2 count with 2 outs. One-two pitch. Another strikeout looking. So 2 strikeouts for Garbizo to close out the inning, pushes her season count up to 52. But Mount Lions take a 2-1 lead on the home run from Peyton Reisman, and they take a 2-1 lead into the top of the second. 6, 7, 8 batters in Wood, Fryer, and Garbizo do up for the Grizzlies. When we come back, you're watching UCCS softball. Welcome back to Mount Lion Field in Colorado Springs on the campus of UCCS on the West Campus as Mount Lions with a 2-1 lead. Top of the second inning for Adams State, and Rebecca Wood leading it off with a 1-0 count right now against Braylon Crenshaw. Wood, Fryer, and Garbizo, top 3 batters for the Grizzlies here in the top of the second. Grizzlies trying to overcome a 2-1 deficit. That ball is fouled off behind the press box. 1-1 count now for Rebecca Wood at the plate. Wood, the junior, hitting .271, making her 19th start of the season at shortstop for Adams State. Sun has come back out in force now. It's going partly cloudy day here in Colorado Springs. 1-1 pitch. And Wood will take that for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for her at the plate. A little bit of sprinkle in between games, but it has cleared, and we're back underway here for game number 2. First day of this 2-game series. That ball's put in the play in center field. It'd be between Nobles and Lancaster. That will drop for a double. They're going to try to stretch it for a double. She slides in. Goes past Glover. I'm sorry, past Martinick, who was covering second. But double for Rebecca Wood to lead off here in the top of the second inning for the Grizzlies. Bailey Fryer now up to the plate for Adams State, the second baseman, hitting .307 on the season with a home run and 7 doubles. Comes up to the plate with the runner in scoring position, no outs. As Grizzlies trying to tie this game, if not take the lead here in the top of the second, trailing 2-1. They got their first run late in game number 1 as Fryer shows bunt. That stays fair, and that will be a 1-4 play for the Mount Lions as that will advance Wood over to third. So a sack bunt for Fryer for the first out here in the top of the second inning. As Garbiso up to the plate, pitcher for the Grizzlies. On offense, the freshman hitting .273 with a home run and 2 doubles among her 9 hits. 1 out with a runner on third. Here comes the pitch for Garbiso for strike number 1. 2-1 lead for the Mount Lions. Grizzlies with the tying run in scoring position. As that pitch, that ball is hit, but on the foul territory on the right side. Mount Lions aren't going to get there in time. 0-2 count now for Garbiso at the plate with 1 out. Top of the second inning with Wood at third. Oh, 2 count, 1 out in the top of the second inning for the Grizzlies on offense. Rebecca Wood over at third after a leadoff double in the second inning. 0-2 pitch now on the wind. That's fouled off, bounces off the backstop. Count remains at 0-2 for Garbiso at the plate. Zoe Munn on deck for the Grizzlies. And then back to the top of the order after that. 0-2 pitch now from Crenshaw. That ball's hit on the right side, but it'll go foul once again. Second time she's hit a foul ball in that area. 0-2 count still for her at the plate. One out in the top of the second inning. Grizzlies trying to tie this game up with a base hit. Trying to bring Rebecca Wood home from third. 0-2 pitch now from Crenshaw, a little bit high for ball number 1. Oh, 2 pitch down the way from Crenshaw. That ball's hit again, but fouled once again. Count is still 0-2. I'm sorry, 1-2 for Garbiso at the plate. These two teams will meet again tomorrow for close out the regular season. 1-2 pitch now from Crenshaw. A little bit low for ball number 2. 2-2 count now for Garbiso. She's battled at the plate wall for the Grizzlies. One-two pitch. That ball's put in the play in the left field. It'll be Cook to make the play, but they're going to bring Wood home from third. And so Grizzlies tie up the game on that sacrifice fly from Garbiso. 2-2 game now here in the top of the second inning. As Zoe Munn coming up to the plate with 2 outs for the Grizzlies. Munn, the catcher, freshman catcher, hitting .291, 2 home runs, 9 doubles among her 23 hits this season. Top of the order in Angel Manshuli on deck. Should the inning continue, but 2 outs, no one on for the Grizzlies. As that pitch is low for ball number 1. 1-0 lead in the count for Zoe Munn. One-0 pitch down away from Crenshaw. That's going to be fielded by Martinick without a problem. 6-3 play, but it's a little bit wide. And it's a little bit wide. It pulls Reisman off the bag a little bit. As Zoe Munn reaches the plate, or reaches first. Wait for the official ruling there. Back to the top of the order, Angel Mashuli had a line drive to pitcher in the first inning for the Grizzlies. Here comes the pitch from Crenshaw, a little bit high for ball number 1. 1-0 lead in the count for Mashuli for Adams State. They're going to rule it a single. Pulled off the bag, but they felt like she would have made it either way, as Mashuli fouls that off on the left field side. 1-1 count now for her at the plate. Bang, bang play. Could see an argument made either way there, but a single for Zoe Munn to reach base. 2 hits for the Grizzlies so far today. 1 run to show for it as they tied a game up at 2-2. Two outs, top of the second inning. Here comes 1-1 pitch from Crenshaw. And ball number 2 here to Angel Mashuli. Two-one pitch now on the way. And Manchuli goes ahead in the count 3-1 against Crenshaw. 2-2 tied game between Adams State and UCCS. 2 outs top of the second inning. Already come through to line up once for the Grizzlies. Here comes the pitch. That ball's put in the play. Martinick will field it. She's going to go to second for the 6-4 play and to force out for Zoe Munn. But Adams State ties the game up with 1 more run in the top of the second inning. 2-2 game as we go to the bottom of the second. The 8-9-1 batters and Lancaster, Nobles, and Martinick do up when we come back. You're watching UCCS Softball. Bottom of the second inning, UCCS and Adams State tied 2-2, as it'll be Lancaster, Nobles, and Martinick leading things off for the Mountain Lions as Jade Garbizo back in the plate. 2 strikeouts for her in the first inning. And the first pitch that Lancaster hits will be fielded by Garbizo for the 1-3 play. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning as Amanda Nobles steps up to the plate for the Mountain Lions. Nobles is the center fielder, freshman for the Mountain Lions. 14 of 75 at the plate, making her 42nd start of the season for UCCS. Grizzlies have retired the last 3 Mountain Lions in order. Here comes the pitch as fouled off from the backstop for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for Nobles at the plate. Top of the order, and Martinick on deck for the Mountain Lions. So we see Nobles right there here at Mountain Lion Field. Garbizo in the circle for the Grizzlies. These teams tied up at 2-2. 0-1 pitch on the way, a little bit low for ball number 1. Nobles even at the count now, 1-1 at the plate. Nobles 0-2 in game number 1 for the Mountain Lions. Mountain Lions the 9-1 victors in 5 innings in that game. But definitely much closer here with the 2-2 game. 1-1 pitch on the way as Noble goes ahead in the count 2-1 against Garbizo. 2-1 count, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. Here comes a 2-1 pitch from Garbizo, a little bit low and out. And Noble's now ahead in the count 3-1. Nobles has drawn 11 walks, 3rd among the lineup starters for the Mountain Lions here in game number 2. 3-1 pitch now on the way, swung at, that's chopped off into the backstop. And now full count for Nobles at the plate, 3-2. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. No one on for the Mountain Lions. Three-two count, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Here comes the pitch now from Garbizo, chopped off once again. Count remains full at 3-2 for Nobles at the plate. Sun peeking in and out of the clouds here in Colorado Springs. Otherwise beautiful day, but enough rain fell in between games makes it a little muggy, at least by Colorado standards. Wind has died down a little bit from the start of the game. 3-2 pitch now on the way as Nobles will reach first based on a walk as Martinick comes up to the plate. Martinick ground out to shortstop in the first inning to start things off for the Mount Lions. Mount Lions had the 2-1 lead after the first inning. Adams State with 1 run in each of the first 2 innings has tied the game up at 2 apiece as Martinick, the senior shortstop, up to the plate for UCCS with her pitch. Showed bump pulled back, but it's called strike by the home plate umpire. 0-1 count for her at the plate with Nobles at first after her 12th walk of the season. See Garbizo there with the pitch. 0-1 pitch, and now Martinick behind the count 0-2 to Garbizo. Mount Lions in the first game 9-1, improved to 500 in the season, 24-24 overall, 20-16 in the conference. 0-2 pitches on the way as Grizzlies try to go back and get Nobles at first. Nobles slides back in safely. 1-2 count now for Martinick at the plate though. Nobles 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season. 1-2 pitch now on the way. Swung at, that's going to be fielded by Fryer for the 4-6 play. That can't get that though. And so Martinick will reach on the fielder's choice as Nobles advances to second in the process. Gonna take a little bit of time here. And confirmation, so Nobles advances to second on the error. As now it puts Nobles at second, Martinick at first. 1 down in the bottom of the second inning for the Mount Lions as Alex Cook up to the plate for UCCS. Cook had a single in the first and then later scored on a home run from Reisman. Mount Lions with 4 home runs so far in these 2 games. 2 of them have been from Peyton. But Cook now at the plate with the pitch now from Garbizo. Swing at and miss for strike number 1. 2-2 count, 1 out bottom of the second inning with runners at first and second for the Mount Lions. Mount Lions trying to retake the lead here. 0-1 pitch down the way from Garbizo. That's fielded at third base. She's going to tap on the bag and go to first for the 5-3 double play. And so the end of the inning as Nobles out on the play in the process. Mount Lions and Grizzlies tie 2-2 after the bottom of the second inning. We go to the top of the third where it'll be the 2-3-4. Top of the third inning here at Mount Lion Field. 2-2 ball game between Adams State and UCCS. As Adams State will lead off with their 2-3-4 batters, starting first with Samantha McDonald, who had a single in the first and then later scored in that inning. She gets a slap bunt. It's fielded for the plate at first base. She's able to beat out the throw, so one pitch and a single already for the Grizzlies. As Crenshaw tries to get that over to first in time, can't quite do so. So a leadoff single for Samantha McDonald, uses her speed on the slap bunt to get it over. Sarah Rocha now up to the plate, had reached base on a fielder's choice. Looks like I scored that one wrong because that doesn't make sense for my notes, but either way, she reached base on the first. First pitch that she'll see for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for her at the plate. Top of the third inning, these teams tied at 2 apiece, no outs. Grizzlies already with McDonald at first base. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, that's fouled off for strike number 2. As McDonald will retreat back to first base. I see that it was on the fielder's choice for Rocha. She had the RBI that brought McDonald home from third after she stole base and then advanced on the air. Now it all makes sense. 0-2 pitch, and that'll be ball number 1 to Rocha. No outs here in the top of the third inning. These two teams tied up at 2-2. Crenshaw now at the 1-2 pitch, and count evens up for Rocha at 2-2. McDonald over at first base for the Grizzlies. McDonald is a stealing base threat, 18 for 21 on the season for Adams State. Sun now back out in force. Here comes now the 2-2 pitch from Crenshaw as the runner goes. That ball's hit well into center field, and it'll go over the wall. So another home, 2 more runs now for the Grizzlies on that 2-run home run for Sarah Rocha. McDonald will score in the process as we see the celebration for Adams State as they take the 4-2 lead now here in the top of the third inning. Only scored 1 run. That was in a solo home run in the 5th inning of last game, but definitely much better offensive productions here from the Grizzlies in game number 2. No outs in the top of the third inning as they enjoy a 4-2 lead. Shelby Hawkins at the plate, ground out in the first inning. Game number 2. Crenshaw back into the batter's circle. Here comes now her first pitch. And goes for ball number 1 to Shelby Haskins. Brittany Phillips on deck for the Grizzlies as we continue in this inning. We'll also make sure we see Rebecca Woods. She led off the second inning with the double and later scored. 4-2 lead for the Grizzlies. Here comes 1-0 pitch from Crenshaw. That ball is fouled off on the first base side. For strike number 1, 1-1 count now for her at the plate. Alluding to the busy weekend, baseball at home, track and field at the RMAC Championships, and softball here. As that pitch goes for strike number 2, and Shelby Haskins falls behind the count 1-2. Tomorrow even busier. We'll throw lacrosse into the mix. They're not at home, but they are in Kansas City against Rockhurst. Their final game of the regular season. 1-2 pitch now from Crenshaw. That's fouled off behind the press box. Count remains at 1-2 for Haskins at the plate. As I alluded to, UCCS already secured. Looks like Mesa will host the conference championships in Grand Junction. As that ball is put in the right play, Lancaster can't make the play, and so it'll be at least a double for Shelby Haskins. And now still no outs here as the Grizzlies have been able to put the first 3 batters on base with a single and then the home run. Shelby Haskins with the double. Her 8th double of the season. Lines, as you see there, meeting in pitcher circle. Everyone resets a little bit as Brittany Phillips up to the plate. Had a ground ball to third base to end the first inning. But now comes up to the plate with a runner in scoring position once again with Shelby Haskins at second. And the 4-2 Grizzly lead. Here comes a pitch from Crenshaw, swing and a miss for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for Phillips at the plate. No outs. We're going to see Rebecca Wood. She's on deck for the Grizzlies. She's 1 for 1. 0-1 pitch now from Crenshaw. That ball's chopped off. It'll be fielded by Brewster. Brewster gets over to Reisman as they're able to keep Hawkins at second base in the process. So another 5-3 play for Brittany Phillips. Same play that in the first inning. First out here in the top of the third inning as Rebecca Wood up to the plate. A double and a second, then later scored for the Grizzlies. Pitch now from Crenshaw. That ball's hit high. It'll go into the outfield. It'll be between Lancaster and Nobles. Nobles will make the play, and that'll also keep Haskins at second. And so back-to-back outs now here in the top of the third inning after the first 3 batters for Grizzlies reach with hits, a single, a home run, and a double. Bailey Fryer now up to the plate, sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Pitcher Jade Garbizo on deck should the inning continue. Here comes a pitch from Crenshaw. She swings at that one for strike number 1. And they're going to appeal. The umpire at first base says no, and so did not swing. So ball number 1. 1-0 count for Fryer at the plate. 2 outs, top of the third inning. Called strike there. 1-1 count now for Bailey Fryer. 2 outs, top of the third inning. 4-2 lead for the Grizzlies. 1-1 pitch. That ball's put in play. It'll be fielded by Reisman at third without a problem for the unassisted play. And so Grizzlies able to get 2 runs on that home run from Sarah Rocha. They retake they retake the lead. I apologize. 4-2 in the top of the third inning. As we go to the bottom of the third, it'll be Reisman, Reedhead, and Glover due up when we come back. Mount Lions trying to cut into this deficit. When we come back, you're watching UCCS. Bottom of the third inning at Mount Lion Field. UCCS leading off with Peyton Reisman trying to cut into this 4-2 deficit that the Grizzlies took in the top of the third inning. Reisman, home run in the first inning, her second of the day, 4th of the season. First pitch she sees will be a called strike from Jade Garbizo for an 0-1 count here in the bottom of the third. 0-1 pitch now on the way. That ball's chopped out. It'll be fielded by Wood at shortstop, and she's going to get over to Haskins for the 6-3 play. And first out here in the bottom of the third inning. Taylor Reedhead, the designated player, had a double in the first inning as she comes back up to the plate. And was able to get over to third on the single from Rail Glover, but couldn't score. Mount Lions shut out in the bottom of the second inning. First time they were shut out in the inning so far today. Going back to the first game, here comes a pitch from Garbizo. Goes for ball number 1. 1-0 count for Reedhead at the plate. 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Mount Lions trail by 2, 4-2. No runners on here in early action. Glover on deck as part of the leadoff group for the Mount Lions. So 1-0 pitch now on the way. Called strike by a home plate umpire, and Reedhead is now even in the count 1-1. These two teams will meet here again tomorrow at 11 a.m. That ball gets in between the third base and shortstop, and that'll be a base hit for Taylor Reedhead, her second hit of the game. A double and a single. Well hit in between Wurtles and Wood. Wurtles, the defensive player. Now we have a pinch runner for Mountain Lions over at first base. Looks like that is Sierra Batchelor coming in for the Mountain Lions over at first base. But Rail Glover coming at the plate, had a single in the first inning. Looking to do the same thing here. That would move Batchelor over to second for the Mountain Lions, if not more, depending on what Rail can do on power. Jade Garbizo still in the circle. First pitch to Glover. Go for ball number 1. 1-0 count now for Glover at the plate. You see Garbizo there for Adams State, waiting for the sign and the pitcher circle. She has it. Rail Glover right there at the plate for the Mountain Lions. Here comes the pitch. That ball's put in the plate. That's going to be hit deep in the center field. And that will go over the wall for a home run for the Mountain Lions. So a 2-run home run for Rail Glover. Brings Batchelor home as well as Batchelor crosses. Glover with the high five from head coach Ricky Rothbauer Stubbs. As Rail Glover, her 11th home run of the year. 2 home runs on the day for the Mountain Lions. We're tied up once again at 4-4. So Mountain Lions able to respond to everything that Adams State has been able to do so far. As Sawyer Brewster, the third baseman, comes out to the plate. Had a strikeout in the first inning. Trying to get a hit for Hurt in this game. Little conference inside the pitcher circle, but Adams State disperses back to their defensive positions. As Garbizo now up. Had 2 strikeouts in the first inning, but hasn't had any since. Here comes the pitch from her. That ball's put in the plate. That's going to go into center field and left center field. That's going to be a base hit, as looks like Brewster's going to extend that into a stand-up double. So 3 straight hits now for the Mountain Lions in the bottom of the third inning with 1 out. After Reisman ground out to the shortstop, it's been a single, a home run, and a double for the Mountain Lions. Taylor White struck out in the first inning as well. But now working with a runner at second. Second time she's come up to the plate with runners on for the Mountain Lions. First pitch from Garbizo fouled off. Over to Sandy Mott. Well played by Sandy Mott there, Senior Associate Athletic Director. In the stands, we're able to play that off to Trees. But 0-1 count for Taylor White. Runner on second. Here comes a pitch from Garbizo. Called strike. 0-2 count now for White at the plate. Brewster over at second with 1 out. Mountain Lions and Grizzlies tied 4-4. UCCS trying to retake the lead once again here in the bottom of the third. 0-2 pitch from Garbizo. And that'll be ball number 1. 1-2 count now for Taylor White at the plate. One out in the bottom of the third inning. Pitch down the way from Garbizo. That's fouled off on the right side once again. Count remains 1-2 for Taylor White at the plate. Lee Lancaster on deck for the Mountain Lions. Should the Grizzlies turn double play, that's how they close out the second inning. As everyone steps out a little bit, we're going to take a little bit of time. See the camera from out in the center field. And you see Brewster there on second base. Meantime, Munn, the catcher, is going to go talk to her pitcher, Jade Garbizo. 1-2 count in the bottom of the third, 1 out. Here at Mountain Field. Already a good start for Mountain Lions in game number 1. Much closer action here in game number 2. 1-2 pitch down the way from Garbizo. That ball's fouled off on the left side. Count remains at 1-2 for Taylor White at the plate. White only making her 23rd start of the year. So doesn't quite have the numbers as the rest of the Mount Lions. Looking for her 6th RBI with a wall hit single here. 1-2 pitch now on the way. That fouled off once again on the right side. Count is still 1-2 for Taylor White at the plate. Working with Sawyer Brewster in second. Already 2 runs in this inning thanks to a 2-run home run from Merrill Glover. Second 2-run home run of the day as Adams State will take some time in the pitcher circle with a 1-2 count in the bottom of the 3rd. Sawyer Brewster going to talk to head coach Rothbauer Stubbs along with Taylor White over in front of the Adams State dugout on the third base side. Head coach returns back to the dugout. That'll put Brewster back on the second for the Mount Lions as Taylor White slowly walks back up to the batter's box. Infield is still meeting in the circle. And now they finally break up. Shot there, wide angle shot from outfield, Mount Lion Field, and center for the Arts in the background there. Little Shop of Horrors currently playing there in the Dusty Lou. One-two pitch now from Garbizo. And count evens up for Taylor White, 2-2. Four ball game, 2-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd inning. Here comes a pitch from Garbizo. That ball's put in the play in the left field. McDonald gets over the head of McDonald, and so they will send Brewster home from second, and that'll be a stand-up double for Taylor White. So Mount Lions retake the lead on the RBI double from Taylor White as Sawyer Brewster comes home. 4th straight hit of the inning for the Mount Lions after the leadoff out, and that brings up Lee Lancaster to the plate. Ground out in the 2nd inning for the Mount Lions as they retake a 5-4 lead. Taylor White over on second base for the Mount Lions. She'll have a pinch runner coming in for her. Lee Lancaster now up to the plate with 1 out. Mount Lions with 3 runs so far in this inning, as it is Celine Quinones on second base for the Mount Lions in the pinch runner situation for Taylor White. Lee Lancaster settles into the batter box for the Mount Lions. Led off the 2nd inning for Mount Lions. Here comes the pitch. It's fouled off to the press box. 0-1 count now for Lee Lancaster. Amanda Noble's on deck. Should the inning continue, she picked up the walk in the 2nd inning. And then was out on a 5-3 ground double play on the force out. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd inning. Garbizo now with the 0-1 pitch. That ball swung out and fouled off once again, so 0-2 count now for Lee Lancaster at the plate. See right there. Quinones on second base, pinch runner, 0-2 count. And good eye for Lancaster, 1-2 count now for her at the plate. Mount Lion Field, spurning that turf installed a couple years ago. Complementing the outfield turf that was installed a couple years before that. 1-2 pitch, that's fouled off and goes just outside of the third base bag. Count is now 1-2 for Lee Lancaster. We're just there covering third base now in the batting order with the pitcher in the lineup. 1-2 pitch goes for ball number 2. County was up for Lee Lancaster at 2-2. Fighting for lead for Mount Lions with 3 runs so far in this inning. 4 straight hits for the Mount Lions so far today with 2 doubles, a home run, and a single. 2-2 pitch now on the way from Garbizo. That's chopped off and foul on the third base side right in front of where I'm stationed over here. Count is now 2-2 for Lee Lancaster still. Already 60 plus pitches for Garbizo, not quite through 3 complete innings here in game number 2. 1 out with Quinones on second. 2-2 pitch now from Garbizo. And strikeout looking, third strikeout of the day for pitcher Garbizo. Make that 53 on the season for her. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter coming up. Looks like that will be Megan Wadler. Still trying to get a good look at her right there, but yep, Megan Wadler coming in for the Mountain Lions. Megan, her 25th appearance of the season. Wadler, the junior for the Mountain Lions. Coming in place of Amanda Noble, she had a walk in the second inning. See how this all shakes out on defense in the top of the 4th inning. But Mountain Lions currently with the 5-4 lead with the runner in scoring position. Here comes a pitch from Garbizo for strike number 1. Garbizo up to 65 pitches through 2 2/3 inning. 3 strikeouts to show for it though so far. 1-0 pitch. That ball's hit well into center field. And the center fielder Rocha able to make it for the Grizzlies. And so Mountain Lions able to score 3 runs, thanks to a 2-run home run from Mel Glover. They retake the lead at 5-4. Going into the top of the 4th inning, the 8-9-1 batters in Garbizo, Munn, and Minshuli due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS softball. Shot there, Mount Lion Park. You got Pulpit Rock there in the background. Here on the northwest side of campus in central Colorado Springs. UCCS with the 5-4 lead against Adams State in the top of the 4th inning. As everyone resets, you have Braylon Crenshaw back in the circle for the Mount Lions as it'll be pitcher against pitcher Jade Garbizo. Up to the plate, had a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning. First pitch that she'll see in this inning is ball number 1. A 1-0 count now for her at the plate. 1-0 pitch now on the way for ball number 2. And so 2 pitches, 2 balls for Garbizo. She's ahead on the count 2-0. Mount Lions and Grizzlies here in game number 2 of today's doubleheader. Meet again for another doubleheader tomorrow at 11. Close out the regular season. That 2-0 pitch will go for a called strike. And so now a 2-1 pitch to 2-1 count for Jay Garbizo at the plate. Leading off the top of the 4th inning for Adams State. 2-1 pitch now from Crenshaw, a little bit low. Count is now 3-1 for Garbizo. Clouds moving back in and out here in Colorado Springs. 3-1 pitch now from Crenshaw. Checks the swing, but it doesn't matter. Still a strike. 3-2 count now goes full for the Grizzlies. And sun peeking back out here. 3-2 pitch now from Crenshaw. That ball's put in the play into left field. Looks like it's got the distance, and it does. So a solo home run for Garbizo. Her 4th home run of the season, excuse me. As now it's a tie game once again, 5-5 between Adams State and UCCS on that leadoff home run from Garbizo. And now Zoe Munn up to the plate, had a single in the 2nd inning. Out on a fielder's choice at the end of the inning for the Grizzlies in the 2nd. Tie ball game once again between UCCS and Adams State. Top of the order on deck as that ball's put in the play. It's going to go right up the middle for another base hit. So 2 for 2 days so far for Zoe Munn here in the 2nd game of the day. Back to the top of the order with Angel Manshuli. Line drive to the pitcher and then a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. It looks like we got a pinch runner coming in at first base for Munn. That'll be number 26, Kyra Archibald. So we got Archibald over at first for the Grizzlies here in the top of the 4th inning. Has been Shuley at the plate for the Grizzlies, representing the top of the order. Already 1 home run and 1 run for the Grizzlies. Here in the 4th, here comes the pitch. Manshuli, she shows bunt. It stays fair. It'll be fielded by Brewster. Gets over to 5-3 play, but safe instead. And so back-to-back singles for the Grizzlies on that well-placed bunt by Manshuli. Puts 2 runners on for the Grizzlies with Archibald at 2nd. No outs in the top of the 4th inning. Tied ball game at 5-5 between UCCS and Adams State. As Samantha McDonald comes up to the plate, already a 2 for 2 day, pair of singles for her and 2 runs as well to show for it. Pitch down the way from Crenshaw. That shows bunt again, fielded by Crenshaw and covered by 2nd baseman Glover. So the sacrifice bunt as everyone moves up 1. Archibald to 3rd, Manshuli to 2nd. On the 1-4 sack bunt, first out of the inning here for the Grizzlies in the top of the 4th. 2 runners in scoring position for the Grizzlies. They're trying to take the lead here in the 4th inning. Sarah Rocha up to the plate, had a 2-run home run in the 3rd. That ball's put in the plate. That's going to drop down. That's going to score at least 1 run. It's going to be filled up by Cook. She's going to go over to home. It's cut off by Brewster, and that will, in the process, allow Rocha to move over to 2nd. And so Archibald scores on that play. That will move Manshuli over to 3rd, keep her from scoring in the process as Rocha gets all the way over to 2nd. And now a 6-5 lead for the Grizzlies in the top of the 4th, only 1 out for the Mount Lions. As we're going to have a pitching change here for the Mount Lions. And so we're going to take a little bit of time, let the pitchers get warmed up, let everyone get reoriented on defense a little bit. When we come back, you're watching UCCS softball. Mount Lions with the 6-5 deficit to the Grizzlies. Cami Duffy into the pitcher circle for the UCCS, a 5.59 ERA, 6-7 record for the Mount Lions. Her first pitch to Shelby Haskins. Called strike, 0-1 count now for Haskins. As Grizzlies with 2 runs here in the top of the 4th inning, only 1 now, and they already have runners on 2nd and 3rd with Mincholi and Rocha. That one goes for a strike once again. Haskins behind the count 0-2 to Cami Duffy. She's coming in for Braylon Crenshaw. Crenshaw still responsible for these runners on 3rd and 2nd. 0-2 pitch on the way. That's chopped off. Almost fielded by Reisman. She can't quite do it. And so 2 runs will score for the Grizzlies in the process. And so a 8-5 lead now for the Grizzlies. 4 runs alone in this inning. Only 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. That ball gets away from Reisman covering first base. Goes into the outfield a little bit, and that allows 2 Grizzlies to score. And up to the plate now, Brittany Phillips. Pair of ground balls over to third base. 0-for-2 on her day so far. Here comes a pitch from Duffy, fouled off behind the backstop, 0-1 count. Grizzlies with Haskins over at first on that fielding error by Reisman. 0-1 count now between Duffy and Phillips. Pitch to Phillips is a little bit out for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Phillips at the plate. Here in the top of the 4th inning, only 1 out for Adams State. They've already scored 4 runs here in the top of the 4th to open up this 8-5 lead against the Mount Lions. 1-1 pitch on the way. That ball's put in the play. It's going to go into center field. Noble's there to make the play. A couple steps, and she's able to make it. That will keep Haskins at first for out number 2. So 1 out away for the Mount Lions to get out of this inning after they've given up 4 runs. Rebecca Wood up to the plate, had a double in the 2nd and a fly ball to center field in the 3rd. Working with Haskins over at first for Adams State. Pitch now from Duffy. That's chopped off, foul on the third base side for strike number 1. 8th batter for the Grizzlies so far in this inning. Braylee Fryer on deck for the Grizzlies. Should the inning continue? 1-0 pitch now coming away from Duffy. Here it delivers for ball number 1. 2-0. Scoreboard saying 2. I believe it's a 1-1 count though. That ball's put in play. That's fair. Goes over to Brewster for the quick 5-3 play. And so Grizzlies score 4 runs in the top of the 4th. They take an 8-5 lead against the Mount Lions as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. UCCS. Top of the order, 2 up with Martinet, Cook, and Reisman. When we come back, you're watching UCCS softball. Top of the order for the Mountain Lions here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Already a 1-0 count from Melissa Martinek. May now make that a 2-0 count for her at the plate as she leads things off for the Mountain Lions. Grizzlies, though, with the 8-5 lead, help with 4 runs in the top of the fourth inning. 2-0 pitch down the way from Garbizo for strike number 1. 2-1 count now for Martinek. Ground out the shortstop and fielder's choice in the second. Her first 2 plate appearances of the game. 2-1 pitch now on the way. A little bit low, and Martinek now ahead in the count 3-1. Against Garbizo as the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the fourth. Mountain Lions trying to cut into this 3-run deficit they find themselves in. Garbizo now with the pitch, and Martinek with the leadoff walk to start things off in the bottom of the fourth for the Mountain Lions. That brings up Alex Cook, had a single and a run in the fourth inning, then grounded to a double play in the second. But working now with a runner on first, and Martinek. The fourth inning, here comes a pitch now from Garbizo. That ball looks like that's going to be fair. It's going to be fielded by Werkris for the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning. Peyton Riesman had a home run in the first inning for the Mountain Lions. 2-run home run, gave him the lead against the Grizzlies. And then a ground ball to shortstop to lead off the third inning. She steps up to the plate for the Mountain Lions, working with Martinek on first one. Now here comes a pitch from Garbizo for strike number 1 called. Riesman right there in the plate. Home run. 2 home runs on the day, 1 in each game so far. And she'll let that one go by for ball number 1. Count evens up at 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning. One pitch now on the way as Riesman goes ahead in the count now. 2-1, bottom of the fourth inning. Two-one pitch now on the way. Ball's fouled off on the third base side. Evens up the count for Riesman at 2-2 now, with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth inning. Martinek over at first for UCCS. Garbizo passing 75 pitches so far today. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. That one's going straight over to Wood at shortstop for the 6-4, potentially 3 double play, but not quite. And so Martinek out in the process there. 2 outs as Riesman reaches on the fielder's choice. Grizzlies can't quite complete the 6-4-3 play. Grizzlies are going to try to challenge that play a little bit. Quick play there. From the angle I had, I didn't have a good angle on it one way or the other to see if the runner was out at first. But right now, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the call stands to be Riesman. As we take a look at this play again. See the 6-4 part of it. Quick play, but looks like it was safe. Just on the live action replay. 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Peyton Riesman on first for the Mountain Lions as Taylor Reedhead, designated player at the plate. 2 for 2 day for her with a single and a double. A run in the third after the 2-run home run brought her home from Merrill Glover. Two outs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mountain Lions trying to come to this 3-run deficit. Pitch from Garbizo. Called for ball number 1 to Taylor Reedhead. 10 hits so far for Adams State, 8 for the Mountain Lions. Adams State with the 8-5 lead on the scoreboard. Mountain Lions 2 errors compared to 1 from the Grizzlies. And now Reedhead still ahead in the count 2-0. with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rail Glover on deck should inning continue. Had a home run in her last at bat, 2 for 2 day with a single in the 1st. Should we get that far? 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch on the way. And now 3-0 count for Reed Head at the plate. Already 1 walk for the Mountain Lions here in the 4th inning. That was Melissa Martinek as the leadoff. Mountain Lions with Riesman at first. 3-0 pitch. And now a walk for Reed Head. And now we'll also move Riesman up into scoring position for the Mountain Lions up into second base. As Rail Glover up to the plate, 2 for 2 day for her. 2-run home run in the 3rd, a single in the 1st. Part of the 8 hits for the Mountain Lions. Another home run for home run for Rail would tie this game up for the Mountain Lions. Here comes a pitch now from Garbizo. That ball's put in the play in the right field, but it's a good play by right fielder Minshuli to make that play and end the inning for the Mountain Lions. As Mountain Lions threaten, they get a runner in scoring position but can't quite do anything with it. It'll be 8-5 lead for Adams State as we go to the top of the 5th inning. The 7, 8, 9 batters in Fryer, Garbizo, and Munn due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS softball. Adams State, the 8-5 lead here as we start the top of the 5th inning. Grizzlies will lead off with the 7, 8, 9 batters, starting with Bailey Fryer. Fryer looking for her first hit, sack bunt in the 2nd, and then a ground out unassisted to 3rd base to end the 3rd inning. Leadoff batters here for the Grizzlies. Combined 3 hits. Garbizo with a home run in the 4th, and then a pair of singles for Munn in the number 3 spot. That ball's hit over to Martinek on the 1 hop. She's going to get over to Riesman for the 6-3 play. So 1 pitch, 1 out here to start off the top of the 5th inning. As Garbizo comes out to plate, led off to 4th with a home run. Sacrifice fly in the 2nd. Now ended up scoring Rebecca Wood in the 2nd inning. Grizzlies 8-5 lead here in the top of the 5th, trying to earn a split in game number 1, or I'm sorry, day number 1 of this doubleheader. Pitch now from Duffy. Called strike at the plate. 0-1 count now for Garbizo. Garbizo hit the home run on the full count. Start off a 4-run inning for the Grizzlies. 0-1 pitch is on the way, and count evens up for Garbizo, 1-1. Teams will meet again tomorrow for a doubleheader. Close out the regular season at 11 a.m. here at Mountain Lion Field. Mountain Lions in the tournament. Grizzlies trying to fight their way in for it. As that ball is just foul. Brewster doing a great job. Crossed the body to stop it. Would have been likely a fire through plate first, but strike number 2 for Garbizo. 1-2 count now for her at the plate. 1 out at the top of the 5th inning. Pitch now on the way from Duffy. That's chopped off. Foul. Count remains at 1-2. Garbizo right there pitching as well. Already 3 strikeouts for the Grizzlies. So you get a angle right there from the pitcher and catcher, or the pitcher and batter. 1-2 pitches on the way. Chopped off again for a remaining and to count 1-2. Zoe Munn on deck, and then back to the top of the order for the Grizzlies. If we get that far. 1-2 pitch now from Duffy, a little higher for ball number 2, evens up to count at 2-2 for Jade Garbizo. 8-5 lead for the Grizzlies. 2-2 pitch now on the way. And count goes full now for Garbizo at the plate. 3-2 with one out, top of the 5th inning. Mount Lions have retired the last 3 batters going back to the last 2 outs of the 4th inning. Mount Lions trying to extend that to 4 here to start off the 5th inning. 3-2 pitch now on the way. That ball's put into play and right to Guerrero Glover for the line drive. Out, 2 up, 2 down for the Grizzlies in the top of the 5th as Zoe Munn up to the plate. Pair of singles for her so far today. As first pitch that Munn will see, chops off, foul in front of the Adams State dugout for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for Munn. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Grizzlies have scored in each of the first 4 innings, 1 apiece in the first 2, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. Mount trying to shut out the Grizzlies for the first time in an inning in this game. 0-1 pitch now from Duffy. Fouled off on the right side. Count is now 0-2 for Munn. Top of the order, Eamon Shuley on deck. Should the inning continue for the Grizzlies? Mountain Lions have retired the last 4 Grizzlies in order, dating back to the end of the 4th. Trying to extend that to 5 here and send the Grizzlies down in order. 0-2 pitch now from Duffy. That ball's hitting the left center field. That's going to be at least a base hit, if not more. They're going to try to, they've thought about it, but she's going to go back to first. And so a 2-out single from Zoe Munn to left field keeps the inning alive for the Grizzlies. Kyra Archibald came in as a pinch hitter or pinch runner. She'll stay out there as Munn will stay on base. And Shuley had a single in the 4th and then later scored for the Grizzlies in the 4th inning. Her first hit of the day. Here comes a pitch from Duffy for ball number 1. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Munn at first for Adams. And the 1-0 pitch outside once again for ball number 2. 2-0 count for Minshuli. McDonald on deck today and continue. She's got 2 hits for the Grizzlies so far today. 2 for 2 day. Here comes the pitch. It's called strike. 2-1 count now for Minshuli at the plate. Munn over at first, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Grizzlies lead by 3, 8-5. There's the pitch from Duffy, swing and a miss. So now evens up the count from Minshuli, 2-2. Line pitching staff just trying to pick up the first strikeout of the day. Duffy coming in relief for starting pitcher Crenshaw. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Outside for ball number 3. Stolen base successful for Zoe Munn. She'll go over to second as the count goes full for Minshuli at the plate. Now runner in scoring position for the Grizzlies. The chance to extend this lead. They're currently at 8-5. 3-2 pitch down the way from Duffy. That ball's put into play. B. Martinek fielding it. Gets it over to Riesman at first for the 6-3 play in the end of the inning. And so Grizzlies trying to do something with 2 outs but can't quite do anything with it. Mount Lions trying to cut into an 8-5 Grizzly lead when we come back in the bottom of the 5th. The 6, 7, 8 batters in Brewster, White, and Lancaster do up when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Sawyer Brewster leading things off for the Mount Lions in the bottom of the 5th inning, but it's been Grizzlies for most of the day. They have a 8-5 lead against the Mount Lions, held by a 4-run inning in the 4th. Neither team has scored in the bottom of the 4th or top of the 5th. Brewster coming up had a double and later scored in the 3rd. 1-for-2 day for her, or 1-for-2 game for her so far. As Garbizo back into the batter's box, back into the pitcher circle for the Adams State. 3 strikeouts for her so far today through 4 innings. Here comes the pitch now from Garbizo. And ball number 1 to Sawyer Brewster. Brewster, White, and Lancaster leading things off for the Mount Lions in the bottom of the 5th. The 6, 7, 8 batters in the lineup for UCCS. 1-0 count for Brewster. Here comes the pitch. Count goes to 2-0 as Brewster moves ahead against Jade Garbizo. Garbizo, 84 pitches for her so far today through just through the start of the 5th inning here. Pitch now from Garbizo, and now ahead in the count Foley. Now Brewster, 3-0 count for her as leadoff batter. Martinek led off the 4th inning with a walk. Brewster in position to do the same thing here. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. And it will happen. So back-to-back leadoff walks for Garbizo. Didn't end up costing the Grizzlies. They were able to keep the Mount Lions off the scoreboard on the bottom of the 4th. But now Brewster on the base pass. She had a run in the 3rd inning after a double. White up to the plate. She had a double as well in the 3rd. 1-for-2 day for her so far today. She's working with Brewster at first. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo for ball number 1. First strike. White at the plate with Brewster at first. No outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mount Lions trying to make this lead a little bit as pickoff attempt was successful. White showed bunt, and Brewster got a little bit of a jump, and that was enough of a jump. She wasn't able to get back in time as Munn is able to get that throw over to Haskins at first base for the 2-3 pickoff. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. With White at the plate, here comes a pitch from Garbizo for the ball. I believe it's a 2-1 count. We'll wait for confirmation from the umpire. Looks like 1-2 count. 1-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. No runners on for the Mount Lions. That ball's put on the plate. Be fielded by Workris for the 5-3 play. She gets it over to Haskins. So 2 up, 2 down for the Mount Lions as Lee Lancaster up to the plate. 0-for-2 for her so far today. Lancaster, just one of the seniors, 4 seniors in the batting order for the Mount Lions here in game number 2. A .237 batter coming into this game. Looking to get her first hit of the game here. Pitch down the way from Garbizo for ball number 1. No balls on deck should the inning continue for Mount Lions here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But it's been Grizzlies for most of the day. 1-0 pitch goes to 2-0 count now for Lancaster. Two 2-0 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Mount Lions trail by 3 to the Grizzlies. 2-0 pitch now on the way. And strike number 1. 2-1 count for Lancaster. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sun can't make his mind. It's back shining in full. Lancaster goes ahead on the count 3-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Brewster reached on the walk, but then was out on the pickoff. And then White grounded to the 3rd base. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That ball's going to left field. It looked like a diving play by McDonald, and she's able to make it. So great play by McDonald in left field. Ends the inning for the Mount Lions. 1, 2, 3 for the Mount Lions in the bottom of the 5th inning. So it'd be Grizzlies taking the 8-5 lead into the top of the 6th. McDonald, Rocha, and Haskins, the 2, 3, 4 batters, due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS softball. Grizzlies with the 8-5 lead. They're going to try to expand on it here in the top of the 6th inning. As it'll be Samantha McDonald up to the plate. 2 for 2 day for her with a pair of singles in the 1st and the 3rd. And then a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. Cammie Duffy back in the pitcher circle for the Mount Lions. And the first pitch that she throws to McDonald for strike number 1. Neither team scored in the 5th. Neither team has scored since the Grizzlies scored 4 in the top of the 4th. 0-1 pitch. And another strike to McDonald. For the 0-2 count for her to lead off things in the top of the 6th. McDonald, Rocha, and Haskins lead off batters for the Grizzlies. 0-2 pitch now on the way. Slap bump, but it's goes off her shin and goes foul. Count is now 0-2. McDonald showing slap bunt on so far each of the 3 pitches that she's seen from Duffy. Duffy now 0-2 pitch once again. Slap bunt throw showed, but goes for a ball. 1-2 count now for McDonald. Grizzlies with the 8-5 lead through 5 complete innings. McDonald, the leadoff batter for the Grizzlies here in the top of the 6th. 1-2 pitch now from Duffy. Contact's made on that slap bunt. That's going to be Nobles. Can't quite get in on the bounce in center field. And so it'll be a stand-up double for Samantha McDonald to lead off things in the top of the 6th. 3rd hit of the game for McDonald. Only her 4th double of the season. Sarah Rocha, home run in the 3rd, a double in the 4th. A pair of runs for her so far today. Has reached base on each of the 3 plate appearances so far, thanks to a fielder's choice in the 1st. Coming up to the plate with McDonald at second, no outs on top of the 6th. First pitch, she's from Duffy, called strike. 0-1 count now for her. McDonald over at second has scored on the previous 2 times she's reached base in the 1st and the 3rd inning. That ball's fouled off in front of the Mount Lion dugout. 0-2 count now for Sarah Rocha. McDonald picked up her 19th stolen base in the 1st inning. She's got the speed for the Grizzlies. So I think anything put on the play here, as long as it's not caught. Probably another run for the Grizzlies. 0-2 count, no outs, top of the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch from Duffy. And good eye from Rocha. Ball number 1. 1-2 count for Rocha at the plate. McDonald at second, no outs, top of the 6th inning. Grizzlies with the 8-5 lead. Grizzlies 8 runs on 12 hits, only 1 error. UCCS 5 runs off of 8 hits. They've committed 2 errors. 1-2 pitch now on the way. And count evens up for Rocha at 2-2. McDonald over at second for Adams State. Adams State 12-34 in the season, 12 for 22 on the RMAC. UCCS even on the season, 24-24, but 4 games up, 20-16 in the conference. That ball's chopped off, foul. Count remains at 2-2 for Rocha. See there, you got McDonald over at second. Rocha at the plate. Duffy and a swing and a miss, so strikeout for Cammie Duffy. Strikeout number 1 for the Mountain Line pitching staff. First out of the inning for the Grizzlies in the top of the 6th as Shelby Haskins comes up to the plate, reached base on her last 2 plate appearances with a double in the 3rd and a fielding error in the 4th. Coming up with 1 out as that ball's chopped off foul. Strike number 1 to Haskins. McDonald still over at second base for Adams State, trying to pick up her 3rd run of the day, or the 3rd run of the game. Duffy in the circle for the Mountain Lions. Strike out in her last batter that she faced. That drops in. That'll be a hit. They're going to send McDonald all the way from home. So a 9-5 lead now for the Grizzlies on that RBI single from Haskins in the outfield. 13th hit of the day for the Grizzlies. They add a few insurance runs, take a 9-5 lead here in the top of the 6th with 1 out. Haskins over at first for Adams State as Brittany Phillips comes up to the plate. She's going to be looking for her first hit of the day. And we're going to see a pinch runner now at first base as Jasmine Parker steps in for Shelby Haskins for Adams State. Here in the top of the 6th, that's top of the 6th inning. Brittany Parker, umpire is getting everything situated. Brittany Parker up to the plate, 0 for 3 so far today. A pair of ground outs to third base and a fly ball caught by Nobles in center field in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th innings. Here comes a pitch from Duffy. Contact is made. It's been a fair ball caught by Brewster for out number 2. And so Phillips, definitely a trend. 3 of the 4 balls she's put in the play has been over at third base. Rebecca Wood up to the plate, had a double in the 2nd. 1 for 3 so far for her today. Coming up to the plate with Jasmine Parker on first for Adams State. That ball well hit. That's going to be just fair on the left field side. Jasmine Parker will slide into 3rd without a problem. And Rebecca Wood over at 2nd. And so runners at 2nd and 3rd for Adams State. Top of the 6th inning, 2 outs. Already 1 run for the Grizzlies to make a 9-5 lead. They're going to try to add to it here as Bailey Fryer up to the plate. Looking for her first hit. Sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. And put outs in the 3rd and the 5th. Parker at 3rd. Wood at 2nd for the Grizzlies. 2nd double of the day for Rebecca Wood over at second base. First pitch to Fryer. Ball number 1. Should the inning continue, Garbizo on deck for the Grizzlies. 1-0 pitch. That's caught in the air by Brewster. So that'll end the inning. As Grizzlies add 1 more run with a run from Samantha McDonald to take a 9-5 lead. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning, Mountain Lions will have their 9-1-2 batters in Nobles, Martinick, and Cook when we come back. Bottom of the 6th inning for the Mount Lions as they're going to try to cut into this 9-5 lead that the Grizzlies have built up, as we're going to see Shea Bushy stepping into the batter's box for the first time today. Get her numbers here in just a second. First pitch that she will see from Jade Garbizo, ball number 1. Garbizo, 96 pitches for her so far today. Starting pitcher for the Grizzlies. 1-0 pitch now on the way. Contact is made. That's going to go to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit in front of Mincholi. And now top of the order for the Mount Lions, Missy Martinek coming up for the Mount Lions, looking for her first hit of the day. Martinek had a walk in the 4th inning, reached on the fielder's choice in the 2nd. Ground ball to shortstop in the 1st, as we're going to see now another substitution over at first base. Pinch runner. Looks like that will be Bryn Horton for the Mount Lions over at first base. As Martinek now up to the plate for the Mount Lions. You got a short of Horton right there. Horton 4 for 7 on stolen base attempts for the Mount Lions this season. Missy Martinek getting ready to step into the batter's box though. Shortstop, Mount Lions. Grizzlies with the 9-5 lead though. Mount Lions have some work to do. Here comes the pitch now from Garbizo. Called strike number 1 to Martinek. 0-1 count for Martinek. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo. That's going to be hit right to Wood for the 6-4 part, and they do complete the 6-4-3 double play. So another double play for the Grizzlies on defense. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning as Alex Cook comes up to the plate. Cook, a single in the 1st inning, but hasn't been able to reach base since. She grounded a double play in the 2nd and popped fly to 3rd base in the 4th. Adams State has been pretty effective on the double play, 2 of them so far. Had one that was almost there. That ball's in the center field. Center fielder Rocha can't quite make it. She dives in for it. Alex Cook to 2nd base with a stand-up double, so her 2nd hit of the day with the 2-out double. And Mount Lions bring up Taylor Reisman. Home run in the 1st inning. She's had 2 so far today. Half of her home runs have come today. Mount Lions down by 3. Trying to cut into this deficit a little bit so they don't have to do it all at once in the 7th. Here comes the pitch now from Garbizo. Pitch 101 for her. His ball 1 to Peyton Reisman. 1-0 pitch now from Garbizo. That ball's hit. That's going to go into center field. It's going to bounce 1 hop to Rocha. Mount Lions are going to send Cook all the way from 2nd. And so Mount Lions able to get their first run since the 3rd inning with the RBI single from Peyton Reisman. Back-to-back 2-out hits for Mount Lions, and now it's a 9-6 lead. As Taylor Reedhead steps up to the plate, she's had a single and a double in the 3rd and the 1st innings, and then reached base on a walk in the 4th. So she's reached base on all 3 of her plate appearances. First pitch that she sees from Garbizo goes for ball number 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs, top of the 6th, or bottom of the 6th. Reisman over at first for the Mount Lions. 1-0 pitch is in the turf for ball number 2. 2-0 count now for Reedhead. 2-0 count for Reedhead. Rail Glover on deck. She had a home run in the 3rd. Should the inning continue? Grizzlies will take a moment to go over the situation here in the pitcher circle. 2-0 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Mount Lions with 1 run already. Grizzlies, though, with the 9-6 lead. Coach is turning back to the dugout. Reedhead waiting for the pitch, as now the coach will finish his walk to the dugout. Infielder still in the circle for Adams State. Huddle breaks up, and we're going to get back to action here. 2-0 count now for Reedhead at the plate, 2 outs, top bottom of the 6th inning. Tying run on deck for the Mount Lions. Should Reedhead get this ball in the play and keep the hopes alive for the Mount Lions. 2-0 pitch now from Garbizo. Strike number 1 to Reedhead at the plate. 2-1 count for her in the batter's box. Reedhead 3 for 3 on plate appearances. 2 for 2 on offense with a double and a single. And a walk in the 4th. As Reedhead makes it 4 straight times she's been able to reach base. That will move Riesman over into second. Rail Glover, home run in the 3rd inning. 2-run home run for the Mount Lions in that inning. She's 2 for 3 at the plate today. Representing the tying run for the Mount Lions. They've been able to do all this with 2 outs, 3 hits so far in this inning for the Mount Lions. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo. And ball number 1 to Glover. Bottom of the 6th inning, 9-6 lead for the Grizzlies, but Mount Lions threatening here. Here comes the pitch. Well hit ball for Glover. That's going to go on the right field line. 1 run will score for the Mount Lions, and they're going to bring, and almost and out there, but Mount Lions able to score 2 runs. A little bit of a bobble there at first base. Glover safely on first. That's not a problem. They try to get back over to first baseman, and a little bit of a bobble there, but that allows Riesman and Reedhead to score. Now all of a sudden it's a 1-run game, 9-8 lead for the Grizzlies. Tying run on base in the go-ahead run, and Sawyer Brewster. Brewster a double in the 3rd for the Mount Lions. Rail Glover at first. As Mount Lions able to capitalize on that a little bit and bring Riesman and Reedhead home in the process. Sawyer Brewster at the plate now for the Mount Lions. Garbizo still in the pitcher circle. Here comes her pitch. That ball's put in the play once again. Wood will field it cleanly. Gets it over to Haskins for the 6-3 play. And so Mount Lions, 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, all of them with 2 outs left. It'll be a 1-run lead for the Grizzlies when we go to the top of the 7th inning. Garbizo, Munn, and Minshuli due up for the Grizzlies when we come back. You're watching UCCS Softball. Top of the 7th inning, Adams State with the 9-8 lead against UCCS. They're going to try to add some insurance runs here, leading off the top of the 7th inning with Jade Garbizo, who had a solo home run in the 4th inning. Mount Lions scoring 3 in the bottom of the 6th to make this a game. That ball hit over to Martinek. She can't quite handle it, and so it'll be Garbizo reaching base on her first pitch that she sees in the 6th inning from Cammie Duffy. E6 charge to Melissa Martinek as Garbizo reaches first. Zoe Munn up to the plate. 3 for 3 day for her so far. All of them singles. Had a run in the fourth. Here comes the pitch from Duffy. She shows bunt. Duffy will field it. Gets it over to Glover at first for the 1-4 sack bunt as Garbizo reaches second. 1 out in the top of the 7th. And now back to the top of the order for the Grizzlies. Angel Mashuli had a single and a run scored in the fourth. First pitch, she'll let that go by for strike number 1. 0-1 count now for Mashuli with 1 out, top of the 7th inning, with Garbizo over on second for the Grizzlies. 0-1 pitch on the way. Ball number 1. Count evens up for Mashuli 1-1. Samantha McDonald on deck for the Grizzlies. 3 for 3 day for her so far today. Pair of singles and a double. Has scored on each of those hits. That ball hit behind the grandstands. 1-2 count now for Mashuli at the plate. Duffy pitch number 50 on that last pitch for her. Coming in relief for Braylon Crenshaw. Mount Lions going to try to keep the Grizzlies off the scoreboard here in the top of the 7th and then see what they can do in the bottom of the 7th. As now a pinch runner all of a sudden for the Grizzlies in place of Jade Garbizo. You're going to see Brianna Schaefer now taking her spot at second base. So still runner on second base. Just make that Schaefer now. 1-2 pitch. And strikeout number 2 for Kemi Duffy so far today. Strikeout looking for Angel Mashuli. And so now 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Mount Lions doing what they need to do to try to see what they can just make it a 1-run game going to the bottom of the 7th. Samantha McDonald, though, she's got to speed. 3 slap bunter for the Grizzlies, has scored every time she's reached base with a pair of singles and a double. Fouls that off on the left side for strike number 1. Samantha McDonald at the plate. Sarah Rocha, 2 extra base hits for her so far today on deck. Should the inning continue. Brianna Schaefer over on second, pinch running for Jade Garbizo. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, swing out and miss for strike number 2. For Samantha McDonald, 0-2 count for her at the plate with 2 outs, top of the 7th. 1-run lead for Grizzlies, 9-8. Here in game number 2 of today's doubleheader, these two teams will meet again for 2 more games tomorrow, starting at 11. An 0-2 pitch goes for ball number 1 to McDonald. 1-2 count for her at the plate. Single in the third, single in the first, a double in the 6th. Scored on each of those. Had a stolen base in the first, her 19th of the season. 1-2 pitch now from Duffy. That ball is hit. That's going to be fielded by Glover on the run. Scoops it over to first, but can't quite get it off in time. Good job by Glover to try to make a play out of that, but it's another single for McDonald, and that moves Schaefer to third. And so now runners on the corners with 2 outs, top of the 7th, as Sarah Rocha up to the plate. 2-run home run in the third, double in the fourth, scored later in the fourth, but a strikeout in the 6th. Had an RBI in the first for the Grizzlies. Base runners for Adams State, going to as well as the batter, are going to confer in front of their dugout, see what they want to do with this opportunity. Grizzlies only lead by 1, 9-8. Trying to do something with this right now. Add a few insurance runs for the Mountain Lions. Mountain Lions able to score 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Everyone resets. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Grizzlies lead by 1. But trying to add something with that with a runner on third and Schaefer. Two outs, top of the 7th inning. Pitch now from Duffy. As runner goes at second, Mount Lions will let them take that. So McDonald advances to second. Now runners on second and third for the Grizzlies 1-0 count for Rocha at the plate. So Schaefer at third, McDonald at second. 1-0 pitch is on the way. Called strike by the home plate umpire. 1-1 count now for the Grizzlies. 1-1 count. Pitch is on the way. Chopped off foul on the first base side for strike number 2. 1-2 count for Rocha at the plate. Runners on second and third for the Grizzlies. 2 outs top of the seventh. Adams State with a 1-run lead. Trying to add to it here. Add a little bit of insurance against the Mountain Lions going into the bottom half of this inning. 1-2 pitch on the way. And County was up at 2-2 for Rocha. Rocha had a home run in the third and double in the fourth. Twos across the top of the scoreboard. 2-2 pitch now on the way. 2 outs. That ball's sent into the outfield. It's not going to be a home run. Doesn't look like it'll, but it is going to be a home run. Just over the wall as Cook tried to jump and make it. So a 3-run home run for the Grizzlies. Just what they needed to add some insurance runs. Second home run of the day for Sarah Rocha. As now make it a 12-8 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. So Shelby Haskins up to the plate. She's had 2 hits, a double in the third, a single in the sixth. Hasn't been able to score on either of those quite yet. But Grizzlies getting exactly what they needed with Sarah Rocha. Pitch now to Haskins. Goes for ball number 1. Four-run lead now for the Grizzlies with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. That makes it 2-0 count as Haskins ahead in the count against Cammie Duffy. Sun back out in force once again in Colorado Springs. Sun can't quite make up its mind. 2-0 pitch. That one is put into play. It's going to be fielded by Glover. And then get over to Riesman at first for the 4-3 play. But the Grizzlies, a 3-run home run by Sarah Rocha makes it a 12-8 lead for Adams State. As going into the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters in White, Lancaster, and Nobles. When we come back, you're watching UCCS softball. Bottom of the 7th inning, Mount Lions need at least 4 runs to tie the game 5 to win it outright, as a 3-run home run for the Grizzlies gave them the insurance they needed after a Mount Lions were able to cut it down to a 1-run game after the 6th. And now Mount Lions pinch hitter coming in, Lexi Anderson for UCCS. Anderson, a .250 batter coming into today's games. Saw her in game number 1 with a home run. As umpires are going to confer. Not quite sure what could be the issue. The only thing I can think of would be something on the lineup, since nothing has happened otherwise. Bottom of the 7th inning, Grizzlies 3 outs away from getting a split of game number 1 today. Helped by a 3-run home run in the 7th. Mountain Lions were able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th as well. We're going to have to do one more than that, though. And now umpires bringing in the officials. I'm sorry, umpires bringing in the coaches for both teams. Both teams with their lineup cards out. See what the issue is. Lexi Anderson has been the one that has been trying to come up to bat as a pinch hitter. First time we will see her today. If we're going to take our time, at least it's a beautiful day to do so. This game just crossing over the 2-hour mark here in game number 2. Adams State coach returning back to the dugout. And now he's going back to the batter's box, so we're not quite sure what's going on here. Definitely taking their time. Lee Lancaster in front of the Mountain Lion dugout should be on deck. Looks like they're going to keep Lexi Anderson at the batter's box. Again, both teams, both coaches with the lineup cards out. Not quite sure what any of that was about. Once there's a defensive question for the Grizzlies. Looks like everything is back to order. So bottom of the 7th inning still. Mountain Lions needing 4 runs to keep things going as Anderson's first pitch, you'll see, ball number 1. Pitch count up to 110 now for Jade Garbizo. She's going for her 6th win of the season. 3 strikeouts today, pushed her season total up to 53. 1-0 pitches on the way, a little bit low for ball number 2. 2-0 count now for Anderson at the plate. Anderson, Lancaster, and Nobles, first 3 batters due up for the Mountain Lions here in the bottom of the 7th. And after that, top of the order with Martinick. 2-0 pitch down the way. That ball's put into play across the body for Wertschie's. She's not going to be able to make it, and so a leadoff single for Lexi Anderson to start off the bottom of the 7th for the Mountain Lions. Lee Lancaster coming up to the plate. She's going to be looking for her first hit of the day. But is able to do something with Lexi Anderson over at first for the Mountain Lions. Anderson, no stolen base attempts on the season. As that pitch swung at and fouled off on the right side. Just outside the field of play, 0-1 count now for Lee Lancaster. (12-8) lead for Adams State University. Definitely needed. They're trying to clinch a appearance in the RMAC standings. Currently 8th in the conference. Top 8 go. 0-1 pitch on the way to Lancaster. And count evens up at 1-1. Anderson over at first for the Mountain Lions. Lancaster at the plate. 1-1 pitch now on the way from Garbizo. And Lancaster moves ahead on the count 2-1. Mountain Lions got some work to do. They haven't been able to score 4 runs in an inning yet. In this game, they were able to score 4 in the 4th inning of game number 1. 2-1 pitch down the way. Contact is made. It's fielded by Wood. They're going to go for the 6-4 play, and the Friar can't quite catch it. Bounces out for a glove, and so Anderson safely on at second. Lancaster at first on the fielder's choice. Grizzlies had already turned 2 double plays. They were trying to make it their 3rd, but not able to do so as Nobles. Nope, it will be Bryn Horton coming up to the plate. Coming up to the plate, 2 runners on base for the Mountain Lions, no outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Horton making her 27th appearance of the season. But right now, Anderson at second, Lancaster at first. Adams State having a word with the home plate umpire. Everyone's returning back to their places. Bottom of the 7th inning, no outs for the Mountain Lions. Down by 4, so a tying run on deck, and that's Missy Martinek. Martinek will be looking for her first hit. Assuming we get that far, we don't see a triple play turn in the process. Pitch now from Garbizo. As Horton takes strike number 1. Anderson on second, Lancaster at first, bottom of the 7th inning, no outs, Mountain Lions down by 4. Grizzlies, though, trying to secure the split on day number 1. Mountain Lions taking the first game 9-1. Pitch made, contact made. Third baseman will get it over to first base without a problem. Safe. And so Mountain Lions load the bases. No outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run now at the plate, and Missy Martinek. Martinek, 9 home runs on the season. Good for second on the team. 2 singles for the Mountain Lions so far today with Anderson and now Horton. Her second hit of the season. Missy Martinek takes that one for strike number 1. No outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Anderson on third, Lancaster at second, Horton on first. Martinek at the plate with an 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo. And ball number 1, count evens up for Martinek, 1-1. Alex Cook on deck for the Mountain Lions. She has 2 runs for the Mountain Lions off of 2 hits. No outs, bottom of the 7th. 1-1 pitch now from Garbizo. That ball's hit high. It's going to be playable unless it goes out of the field to play, and it does. Into the grandstands. 1-2 count now for Missy Martinek. No outs, bottom of the 7th. Bases loaded. Mountain Lions down by 4. Garbizo. 1-2 pitch now on the way. That's fouled off into the backstop. Count remains at 1-2. Grizzlies have been in control for most of the day today. They got those insurance runs in the top of the 7th, and those are going to pay off here. 1-2 pitch on the way. That ball's hit high, but it's going to be playable. It's going to be the second fielder. Fire is going to make it. Mountain Lions she drops the ball, and so Mountain Lions are going to send the runner home. The runner home is safe, and bases are still loaded. Anderson coming home. Mountain Lions now only down by 3, 12-9. There is some discussion going on right now. Right now, bases are loaded for the Mountain Lions, and with Anderson crossing home plate, Coach Rothbauer Stubbs talking to the home plate umpire. So we're going to see what the final call is. Ricky is not happy with the call. Martinek still on first base. Martinek talking to first base umpire. And now she will go to the dugout. So now make that 1 out. Runners who advance will stay. So we have Lancaster on third and Horton on second. Pitch now to Alex Cook. Swing and a miss. 0-1 count for her. Cook runs in the first and the 6th off of a single in the first, a double in the 6th. She's 2 for 4 at the plate so far today. Mountain Lions down by 3. Cook the tying run. 0-1 pitch now on the way. It's a little bit high for ball number 1. 1-1 count for Cook at the plate. Lancaster at third. Horton at second. One's across the scoreboard. 1-1 count, 1 out. Ball's pitched a little high. Ball number 2. 2-1 count for Cook at the plate. Runners at second and third for the Mountain Lions. Cook 2 for 4. Well hit ball will score at least 1 if not 2 for the Mountain Lions. 2-1 pitch now from Garbizo. That ball's heading to the outfield. It's got the distance. It does. Mount Lions, 3-run home run, and we are tied up at 12 apiece. Lancaster scores, Horton scores, and now you see Alex Cook scoring on the home run. Mount Lions tie the game up at 12-12 in the bottom of the 7th. Only one out. And so now 1 run left. Mount Lions could complete the comeback here. And you got Peyton Reisman coming up. She had a home run on the first, a home run in game number 1 today. A single in the 6th and then later scored. So she's got 2 runs. Has reached base 3 times so far today. Had a fielder's choice in the 4th. You have Garbizo right there, 127 pitches so far today. Garbizo trying to get her 6th win of the season, but right now, Mount Lions don't score. We're going to extra innings. Here comes the pitch now from Garbizo to Reisman, strike number 1 to her. Reed head on deck should the inning continue, and it will. Short of a home run by Reisman, which wouldn't be uncharacteristic for her so far today. Pitch is on the way. That ball's going into center field, but it'll be to center fielder Rocha to make that play with a few steps coming in. Out number 2 in the bottom of the 7th as Reedhead up to the plate. 2 runs for her so far today. She's reached base every time she's been at the plate. A double in the 1st, a single in the 3rd, a walk in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Reedhead stepping into the plate. Glover on deck should the inning continue. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. We're tied up at 12. Pitch on the way from Garbizo. Bounces in the turf for ball number 1. Mount Lions 7 runs between the 6th and the 7th innings to tie this game at 12-12. Mount Lions with 15 hits. Adams with 16 hits. 1-0 pitch now on the way from Garbizo. Strike number 1 called against Reedhead. 1-1 count for her at the plate. One pitch. And now Reedhead goes ahead in the count 2-1. Mount Lion baseball action currently taking place just to our north. UCCS against Colorado School of Mines. Mines with the 12-4 lead going to the bottom of the 3rd. That ball well hit. That's going into center outfield. That bounces off the wall. That will be at least a double for Reedhead. She will slide in the 2nd safely. And so now Mount Lions go ahead run in scoring position as Rail Glover up to the plate. Rail Glover 3 for 4. A single in the 1st, a 2-run home run in the 3rd, and a single in the 6th. Reedhead with the double to center field off the wall. Her 3rd hit of the day, 5th time she's reached base. Now Mount Lions in position to take this game. First pitch to Glover, ball number 1. Glover, the 8th Mount Lion we've seen in this inning so far today. Brewster on deck should the inning continue. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Garbizo, 3 strikeouts for her so far today. She's pitched the entire game. 2-0 count now to Glover at the plate. 135 pitches for Garbizo. Now make that 136 right now as Glover ahead in the count still 3-0. Glover 3 for 4 at the plate today. And 4-pitch walk to Glover. Puts runners on 1st and 2nd for the Mount Lions. Sawyer Brewster up to the plate. Had a double in the 3rd and then later scored. Her only hit of the day though. She did reach base in the 5th on a walk, but was later picked off on a 2-3 play from Munn to Haskins. Runners on 1st and 2nd, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, tied up at 12. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo to Brewster, strike number 1 called. Lexi Anderson on deck should the inning continue. She started off this inning with a single. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. 0-1 pitch now from Garbizo. Swung at. Garbizo will field it cleanly. Has plenty of time to get over to Haskins. So we've got free softball coming up as Mount Lions and Grizzlies tied up at 12 apiece. Going into the top of the 8th inning, we've got Phillips, Wood, and Fryer, the 5, 6, 7 batters for the Grizzlies when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. A 4-run inning for the Mount Lions makes it a 12-12 game, and we've got going into extra innings. Top of the 8th inning for Adams State and UCCS. Mount Lions needing to score 7 runs in the last 2 innings to tie that game up. Adams State had 3 runs in the top of the 7th. That's what gave them some insurance. And now we're going to the top of the 8th. Free softball here at Mount Lion Field as Phillips leading off for the Grizzlies. Phillips looking for her. And correct me, looks like we've got a pinch hitter coming up for the Grizzlies. So, Grizzlies. Number 12, Hannah Werches, coming in from third base. So, Werches at the plate now for the Grizzlies. Werches substituting 21 for 12 here. Werches, a 244 batter for the Grizzlies. Coming in for Brittany Phillips, a designated player. And 1-1 count now for her here in the top of the 8th inning. So Werches, Wood, and Fryer leading things off for the Grizzlies here. And extra innings. 1-1 pitch fouled off, goes off the top of the backstop. 1-2 count now for Werches. (12-12) game here between UCCS and Adams State. Adams State looked like they were on their way to a split here in today's doubleheader. 1-2 count. Count now goes, or 1-2 pitch. One count now goes full for Werches at 2-2. 2-2 count. Leadoff batter Werches. Here comes the pitch from Duffy. Fouled off against the fence. Count is still 2-2. Wood, pair of doubles. She's on deck for the Grizzlies. Had a run in the second. Duffy with 60-plus pitches. 2-2 pitch down the way. That ball's put in the field. That at least would be at least a base hit. And Werches is going to extend that. She thought about going, but she's going to backtrack to first. So leadoff single for Werches into the outfield. Thought about stretching that into a double, but played conservatively as Rebecca Wood up to the plate. Rebecca Wood, both of her hits have been doubles in the second and the sixth. 2 for 4 for her at the plate today. She steps into the box with a runner at first, no outs, in the top of the 8th inning here at Mount Lion Field. Pitch is on the way from Duffy. She shows bunt, it's caught in the air, looks like, and they try to get it back to first in time as Werches slides back in. Werches is not going to try to get over to second. She's going to slide in the second successfully. And so Werches advances to second as the sack bunt is caught by Duffy. Make that correction. Pop ball caught by third baseman Brewster. And then advance Wirtjes over on the throwing error by Brewster. So runner on second, one out, top of the 8th inning. As Bailey Fryer on the plate, up at the plate for the Grizzlies. Swing and a miss for her, 0 for 1. She'll be looking for her first hit of the day. 0 for 3 for her today. One out, top of the 8th inning. Both teams tied at 12. With Wirtjes at second for the Grizzlies. 0-1 pitch. That swung at Martinek. Will get it across the body. They'll keep Wirtjes at second. They're going to get her. They can't quite get her in time. She's back safely. And they will allow Fryer to reach in the process on the fielder's choice. Rothbauer Stubbs not happy with the call at all. She is going out to first base, to the first base umpire to try to argue that call. It looked like it was a quick play as Wirtjes, looks like if she made it, she barely made it. That puts runners on first and second for the Grizzlies with one out in the top of the 8th. Going into Garbizo, who had a home run in the 4th. Call will stand as Rothbauer Stubbs returns to the dugout. Top of the 8th inning, Wirtjes on second, Fryer at first. As Jade Garbizo up to the plate. She's scored both times she's reached base. Home run on the 4th and then reached on an error in the 7th. First pitch is ball number 1. Zoe Munn on deck should the inning continue. The Mountain Lions are able to turn a double play here at the top of the 8th. Tie game still at 12-12. Here comes the pitch. Called strike. Count evens up at 1-1 for Garbizo. One's across the top of the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Grizzlies. Top of the 8th inning here at Mount Lion Field. 1-1 pitch now from Duffy. That ball is hit. That's going to go into center field. That's going to go left field. Cook to make the play. Runners will, and they're thought about sending Wirtjes. She backtracks. So runners will stay. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. First and second for the Grizzlies as Zoe Munn up to the plate. 3 singles for her. 3 for 3 day for her. Had a run scored in the 4th. That was the only time she reached past. She'd had a stolen base in the 5th. 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Tie game tied at 12. Runners on first and second. Pitch now from Duffy. That ball's hit and liberal left on the foul on the left side by the Adams State batting cages. 0-1 count for Munn. On deck, Angel Minshuli. Top of the order should we continue here in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the order due up for the Mount Lions in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs, top of the 8th, runners on first and second. 0-1 count for Munn. Here comes the pitch from Duffy. And ball number 1, count evens up for Munn, 1-1. A little bit of wind, but nothing too bad. High hit ball might be impacted by a little bit. 1-1 pitch now from Duffy. Contact is made. It's going to be fair as Cook comes in to make the play. So Mount Lions able to keep Adams State at bay after they put 2 runners on the base pass. 12-12 game when we go to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be the same leadoff batters we saw in the bottom of the 7th with White, Lancaster, and Horton when we come back. You're watching UCCS baseball. Softball. as the pinch hitter coming in place for Taylor White and stepping in on defense. Jade Gabriso still in the circle for the Grizzlies. First pitch of the inning. Ball number 1 to Anderson. One-0 pitch now from Gabriso. And strike number 1. 1-1 count now for Anderson to play. Anderson, Lancaster, Horton leading things off for the Mountain Lions here in this 12-12 game. Bottom of the 8th inning at Mountain Lion Field. Grizzlies looking to get the split. Mountain Lions looking to get their second one in the series. 1-1 pitch. Ball is made. That's going to go in the outfield, but looks like it's going to be Manshuli to make the catch, and she is. So 1 up, 1 down for the Mountain Lions in the bottom of the 8th inning as Lee Lancaster up to the plate. Reached base on a fielder's choice in the 7th, and then later scored for Mountain Lions as part of a 4-run inning. One out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lancaster at the plate. 143rd pitch. Fouled off for Gabriso for strike number 1 to Lancaster. 0-1 count for her at the plate. Norton on deck for the Mountain Lions. Had a single in the 7th. Oh, 1 pitch down the way from Gabriso. And ball number 1 to Lancaster. 1-1 count for her at the plate. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. We're all tied up at 12 apiece. One pitch now on the way. In the turf for ball number 2. 2-1 count for Lancaster. She moves ahead in the count. Over a 2.5-hour game here between these two teams. Grizzlies led by 4 after the top of the 7th. Mountain Lions able to tie it up as that ball's hit in the right field. Back-to-back fly balls to right field caught by Manshuli, and it's 2 up, 2 down for the Mountain Lions in the bottom of the 8th. Bryn Horton, a single in the 7th, and later scored on the home run from Cook in the batter's box for the Mountain Lions. Melissa Martinek topped the order on deck. Looking ahead, if we should continue top the order to up for the Grizzlies in the top of the 9th. Mountain Lions trying to avoid that. Pitch now and away from Gabriso. Swing and a miss for Horton. 0-1 count for her at the plate. Gabriso closing in on pitch 150. That was 147. 3 strikeouts for her so far today. 1 pitch is now on the way. Horton showing a slap bunt, but is falling behind on the count 0-2. Cloud cover looks like it's setting in a little bit, but of course as soon as I say that, we're probably going to see the sun pop up, so it is Colorado after all. 2 outs, 0-2 count here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here comes the pitch from Gabriso. Contact is made. It is just foul in the left field line, though. Count remains at 0-2 for Bryn Horton. Oh-2 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Adams and UCCS tied up at 12-12. There's the pitch. It's going to be foul once again. Third baseman Werches in position to make that, but 0-2 count remains for Bryn Horton at the plate. Two outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Horton passing the 150 mark. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Contact's made once again, but fouled once again on the left side. So the count remains at 0-2 for Bryn Horton at the plate. Horton, a single in the 7th. The 3rd straight Mountain Lions reach base in the 7th inning as part of that 4-run performance for UCCS. 2 outs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung at, fouled off on the left side once again, which means the count once again stays at 0-2. Garbiso going for the complete game. Here comes 0-2 pitch. That goes in turf for ball number 1. So 1-2 count now to Horton. One, 2 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 12th inning, or the 8th inning. Team's tied at 12. Mountain Lions so far have been retired in order with a pair of fly balls caught by the right fielder Minshuli. 1-2 pitch, that's fouled up high. And count remain at 1-2. So once again, 2 outs, 1-2 count, bottom of the 8th inning for Bryn Horton. She steps back into the box for the Mountain Lions. 1-2 pitch now for Garbiso is in the turf. County was up at 2-2 now. Horton battling here in her second plate appearance of the day. Not quite sure what the pitch count is on this specific at bat as another ball fouled off on the left side. The count remains at 2-2. Lost track there after the second strike. Have to imagine this is at least the 10th pitch of the at bat though. Brendan Horton stepping back in once again. 2-2 count. And now the pitch from Garbiso. That ball's put in the play. Garbiso, right to Garbiso. It's going to be a close play at first base, and she's safe. And so Horton made it worthwhile. She gets on base with a single. A 2-out single. It's now Missy Martinek up to the plate for the Mountain Lions. Martinek, leadoff batter for the Mountain Lions, looking for her first hit of the day. Got an RBI to show for it. But now top of the order for the Mountain Lions. Winning run over at first. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Garbiso. Right down the middle for strike number 1 to Martinek. 0-1 count now to Missy Martinek. Alex Cook has scored in each of the last 2 innings. She had the 3-run home run in the 7th. She's on deck. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. 0-1 pitch now from Garbiso. That ball's put into play and that's hit right over to Haskins. Line drive play and out in the inning in the top and the bottom of the 8th. So 9th inning, we had both teams tied at 12 apiece. Top of the order due up for Adams State. That would be Minshuli, McDonald, and Rocha. When we come back, you're watching UCCS softball. Adams State and UCCS tied at 12 runs apiece, now in the top of the 9th inning, and it's the top of the order due up for the Grizzlies with Minshuli, McDonald, and Rocha. Minshuli with a well-hit ball that's going to center field, and so that's a home run. So first pitch she's sent over to center field wall for a home run, and that breaks the tie as Adams State now takes the 13-12 lead as you see Minshuli running around home plate and stepping on the batter and stepping on home plate. And so one pitch and 1 run already for Adams State here in the top of the 9th. Samantha McDonald McDonald, 4 for 4 at the plate so far today. 3 singles and a double. Has scored every time she's been on base. (13-12) lead now for Adams State, as McDonald fouls that one off for strike number 1. McDonald, the slap hitter for Adams State. If she reaches base with a single, you can pretty much guarantee she's going to make it over to second on a stolen base. 19 on the season, including 1 in the first inning. 0-1 pitch down the way from Duffy, and that'll be ball number 1. 1-1 count now on McDonald at the plate. Rocha on deck. One count. Here comes the pitch from Duffy, and then bounces around. Strike number 2. 1-2 count for McDonald at the plate. No outs in the top of the 9th inning. Fans getting 2 innings of extra softball here at Mount Lion Field, making up for the 5-inning game in game number 1. 1-2 pitch down the way. Slap bunt, that's hit over just over the head of Martinick, who is covering third. And so a single once again for McDonald, her 4th single, 5th overall hit of the game. Puts it over at first base. And as I said, she is a stealing base threat for use for Adams State. But coming up to the plate, Sarah Rocha, center fielder, 3 for 4 on the day. Rocha, first pitch will go by for ball number 1. Rocha, pair of home runs for her today. Tack on a double as well. She's had a good day at the plate. 1-0 pitch now from Duffy as the runner goes. McDonald will safely slide into second for her 2nd stolen base of the day and her 20th of the season. And now Grizzlies trying to add another run to their lead here. They currently 13-12 in the top of the 9th. 2-0 count for Rocha at the plate. McDonald has scored every time she's been on base. 2-0 pitch, and now it's a 2-1 count to Rocha at the batter's box. Haskins on deck for the Grizzlies. No out here in the top of the 9th inning. Pitch is on the way, and count evens up at 2-2 for Rocha. Apologize, that was a strike on the stolen base attempt, not a ball. As Rothbauer Stubbs coming out to talk to her infielders for the Mount Lions. There is activity over in the UCCS bullpen. Can't quite see who that is. Looks like it'd be Reedhead. Reedhead pitched the first game for the Mount Lions, picking up the win with 9 strikeouts. But Duffy stays in for the Mount Lions. 2-2 count for Rocha at the plate, working with McDonald over at second. No outs in the top of the 9th inning. Adams State with the 13-12 advantage right now. 2-2 pitch on the way. And strikeout looking for strike number 1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Duffy picking up her 3rd strikeout of the day, her 38th of the season, as Shelby Haskins now up to the plate with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning, with McDonald at second for the Grizzlies. Haskins, 2 hits for her today. First pitch she sees will go by for ball number 1. 2 for 4 so far for Haskins at the plate. And McDonald will let that one because she goes ahead on the count 2-0. Reedhead out in the bullpen, leaning up against the fence. 2-0 pitch on the way, called strike for Haskins. 2-1 count for her at the plate. Cammy Duffy, her pitch count's getting up there as well. She's past the 90 mark as that pitch is fouled off into the parking lot on the right side. 2-2 count now for Haskins. 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Grizzlies with a solo home run for Manshuli to take the 13-12 lead. 2-2 pitch now from Duffy. A little bit low and count goes full at 3-2. McDonald back over to her base at second. McDonald stole second. That was her second time she's stolen a base today. Up to 20 on the season. 3-2 pitch down the way. Contact is made, but over in the foul territory on the right side. Count remains full at 3-2. Haskins had a double in the 3rd and a single in the 6th. Hasn't been able to score yet for the Grizzlies today. McDonald, on the flip side, has scored every time she's reached base today. Trying to avoid breaking that streak right now as she's over on second. 4 runs for her so far today. She's going to try to make it 5 and extend this 13-12 Adams State lead in the process. One out, top of the 9th inning, 3-2 pitch, and Haskins will reach first after being walked. And now that puts Haskins on first, McDonald on second with Werchus at the plate. Werchus a single in the 8th inning. As looks like we're going to have a pitching change. So for the Mount Lions, we're going to wait and let the new pitcher get some warm-ups in. And we'll be right back in a minute. UCCS down 13-12. Adams State threatening with runners on first and second with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. You're watching UCCS softball. Taylor Reedhead back in the center of the pitching circle for the second time today. She pitched a complete game in game number 1. In 5 innings, she struck out 9 batters and was able to drop her ERA down to 4.14 in the process. Giving up just 1 run. That was a solo home run in the 5th inning as the Mountain Lions were able to get the run rule 9-1 in that game. Making up for it here with 2 extra inning games, or 2 extra innings today, as Reedhead's first pitch is a ball to Hannah Werchus, had a single in the 8th. Reset the field a little bit. We got McDonald over at second and Haskins over at first as count evens up for Werchus 1-1 at the plate. Grizzlies with the 13-12 lead here in the top of the 9th inning of game number 2. 1-1 pitch is down the way. Contact's made but fouled off on the right side. And now Werchus behind the count 1-2. Taylor Reedhead, designated player, now coming in to pitch for the Mountain Lions. 1-2 count, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Here comes the pitch from Reedhead. Fouled off, count remains at 1-2. Third pitch the Mountain Lions have used so far today. Crenshaw started the game, Duffy came in relief, and now we see Taylor Reedhead in for the Mount Lions. Reedhead improved to 10-10 in today's win. Here comes the pitch, 1-2 pitch. That ball is high, but going to be foul territory on the right once again. Counted still 1-2, 1 out, top of the ninth. With Samantha McDonald on second, Shelby Haskins at first, and Hannah Werchis at the plate with a 1-2 count, 1 out, top of the ninth inning. An update just north of us, UCCS baseball. Colorado Mines with the 13-8 lead against the Mount Lions, top of the fifth inning, 2 outs in that game. As Werchis evens up to count 2-2. Runners still on first and second for the Grizzlies. Closing in on 3 hours right now here in game number 2. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung at a miss. And so Reedhead, first strikeout of this game, 10th overall for the day, second out of the inning for the Grizzlies in the top of the ninth as Rebecca Wood comes up to the plate. Rebecca Wood doubles in the second and the sixth inning. Her only hits today, she's 2 for 5 at the plate. Here comes the pitch now from Reedhead. Contact's made, but it's high. Mount Lions are going to try to bring Glover in. Glover can't quite get in on time, and that will be enough for McDonald to slide in, and she's safe as they try to get home. And so Grizzlies expand the lead to 14-12 as Rebecca Wood on first now on that. And Haskins moves over to second. But a 14-12 lead for the Grizzlies with 2 runs here in the top of the ninth on that RBI 2-out RBI single from Rebecca Wood. Bailey Fryer now up to the plate looking for her first hit of the day. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. First pitch from Reedhead is ball number 1. Three hits for the Grizzlies so far in this inning. 2 runs to show for it. 1-0 pitch from Reedhead. Swing and a miss. Evens the count for Fryer, 1-1. Pitcher Garbizo on deck should the inning continue. Mount Lions right now trying to end this inning. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss again for Fryer. She's behind the count 1-2. Reedhead trying to go for a second strikeout of the inning. Close this out as I take the Mount Lions to the bottom of the ninth. Looking ahead a little bit. Mount Lions 2, 3, 4 batters, 2 up. As 1-2 pitch a little low. Count evens up for Fryer at 2-2. Reedhead the third pitcher. That would be the entire pitching staff for the Mount Lions being used in this game. 2s across the scoreboard. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 on the base pass for Adam State. As that pitch is fouled off on the right side, count remains even at 2-2. We have Haskins at second, Wood at first. Fryer battling at the plate with a 2-2 count, 2 outs. 2 runs so far for the Grizzlies in this inning. 2-2 pitch on the way. That ball is high hit, but it's fouled off once again on the right side. Count remains at 2-2. See some rain off to our east, plenty far away from where we are. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth or top of the ninth inning for the Grizzlies. With Haskins at second, Wood at first. Pitch now from Reedhead. Foul ball once again, just outside the field of play, just getting over the fence. Count still 2-2 for Fryer. Adams, 14-12 lead here in the top of the ninth inning. Deciding 2 runs coming here in the top of the ninth. Home run from Minshuli. Then McDonald working away around the base pass, her 5th run of the day. Pitch now on the way. High hit ball, fouled off once again on the right side again. 2-2 count again for Bailey Fryer. Like I said, we're making up for getting done with the first game in 5. So right now this would be the right number of innings we're scheduled to play, just a little bit unbalanced from what the schedule called for. Reedhead steps back up to the rubber in the circle with the 2-2 count against Bailey Fryer. Here comes the pitch, and it bounces in the turf. Count goes full at 3-2. Runners will stay. Full count, 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch from Reedhead. High hit ball, but it's going to be fouled once again. Off the top of the backstop. Count remains full for Fryer at 3-2. Adams State, 14 runs off 21 hits. They've committed 2 errors. For UCCS, 12 runs off of 17 hits and 4 errors. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 3-2 pitch now from Reedhead. Ball's fouled off on the right side once again. Count remains at 3-2. Jade Garbizo still on deck for the Grizzlies should the inning continue. Reedhead with 10 strikeouts today, and there's another one for her as strikeout, and we end the inning. So the Mount Lions will need to make up for 2 runs that they've given up in the top of the 9th inning off a home run for Minshulis and another run scored by McDonald, her 5th of the day. Going to the bottom of the 9th, Adams State leads 14-12. UCCS will have Cook, Riesman, and Reedhead when we come back. You're watching UCCS softball. Bottom of the 9th inning, UCCS down by 2, 14-12. As Jade Garbizo back into the center circle for Adams State, still going for the complete game. This will be pitch number 160. She'll be going up against Alex Cook. Alex Cook, 3 runs for her so far today. First pitch she sees is a ball. Cook was able to tie the score in the bottom of the 7th on a 3-run home run. She had a single in the 2nd, a double in the 6th, and a home run in the 7th. I'll leave it at there, folks. 1-0 pitch, and she goes further ahead on the count, 2-0 as a leadoff batter here in the top of the 9th. 3 for 5 for Cook at the plate today. 2-0 pitch now on the way from Garbizo. That's going to go up right to the middle. This will be at least a base hit for Cook. She's going to keep it just a single. Hit number 4 for her so far today. Didn't want to jinx it. She was a triple away from the cycle. But she'll take that, a leadoff single for her to open up the bottom of the 9th inning. Peyton Riesman coming up to the plate, had a home run in the 1st and a single in the 6th. Scored in the 6th as well. Has scored on both of her hits, obviously with the home run in the 1st and then that single in the 6th. As Cook over at 2nd, only 2 stolen bases for her so far this season, as ball number 1 goes to Peyton Riesman. 1-0 count, no outs, bottom of the 9th inning. Riesman, the tying run. Go ahead, run on deck. Garbizo, 1-0 pitched on the way. And now make that 2-0 count as Riesman will take that for ball number 2. No outs in the top and the bottom of the 9th inning. As Adams State will call time, coach will go out there to talk to his infielders. Cook over at first for the Mount Lions. Riesman at the plate with a 2-0 count. The only strike that Garbizo has thrown this inning was a hit for Alex Cook that went right up the left side. Coach returning back to the dugout. Infielders still meeting in a circle. And they break up their meeting, and we're back to a 2-0 count for Peyton Reisman at the plate. Sun back out once again, but we're going to start flirting with sunset here before too long. Don't worry, we got lights. We'll keep playing until we have a winner. Adams State looking to do it right here. 2-0 pitch now on the way. And 3-0 count now for Peyton Reisman. Garbizo going the distance for Adams State. 3-0 pitch now from Garbizo. And strike number 1. 3-1 count now for Reisman. She thought about going to first, but was called back by the home plate umpire. Pitch. Another called strike. Again, Reisman thought that was a ball. She had a couple hops to first base before coming back. 3-2 count for Peyton Reisman. No outs. Bottom of the 9th inning. Alex Cook on first for the Mountain Lions. Pitch. Contact's made. That's going into center field, but it's going to be Rocha there to make it as Cook goes back to first base. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Adams State 2 outs away from securing the win here. Taylor Reedhead, 2 strikeouts in relief so far. 11 on the day. She steps into the batter's box for the Mountain Lions again and takes that for strike number 1. Reedhead, 3 hits for her today, 2 doubles and a single. That's reached base every time she's been on play at the plate. As count evens up for her 1-1. In addition to her 3 hits, was hit by a pitch in the 6th and later scored, and was walked in the 4th. Cook over at first with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. UCCS needing 2 runs to keep this game going. Ball is hit very well. I saw the seams over here, but it's a 1-2 count now for Taylor Reedhead at the plate. One-two count for Reedhead with 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo. That ball's put in the play. Garbizo will be there to get it. She's going to get the 1-3 play, but it's a little wide to the left, and that'll send Cook over from third. They're going to keep Cook at third. And now Mountain Lions with the tying run in scoring position as Cook all the way over to third. That ball hits straight to the pitcher Garbizo, but she wasn't able to maintain it, so it looks like I would guess a single and then advance on the throwing error. But runners at second and third with 1 out, bottom of the 9th with Rael Glover at the plate. She had a home run in the 3rd. Singles in the 1st and the 6th. 1 out, here comes the pitch from Garbizo. Ball number 1. Sawyer Brewster on deck for the Mountain Lions. As long as the Grizzlies don't turn a double play, which they are known to do. They've turned 2 so far today. They've had multiple chances to complete them today. 1-0 pitch on the way. It's chopped off into the Adams State dugout. Getting our cameraman just over there. Make sure that the lens isn't broken. Otherwise, I think someone might be getting a bill. Hope it's not me. 1-1 count, though, for Glover at the plate. 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Tying run at second for the Mountain Lions. One's across the scoreboard. 1-1, 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Garbizo. It's in the turf for ball number 2. Runners will stay. We have Cook at third and Reedhead at second. Two-one pitch now on the way from Garbizo. That's a wild ball. It's going into left field. That might be over the wall. And that's a home run, folks, and that'll be the end of the ball game. A walk-off home run, 3-run home run from Rael Glover secures the victory, 15-14 for the Mountain Lions as they complete the comeback sweep here in game number 2. Home runs, not a stranger for the Mount Lions so far today, but Mount Lions have to be proud of how they came back from that and had to score 7 runs in the 6th and the 7th innings to tie the game up to send it to extra innings, and then having to go into the 9th inning to secure the victory and this doubleheader sweep on game number 1 today. But great work by Adams State after getting run-ruled in game number 1, actually able to keep it close, 5 runs for the Grizzlies from Samantha McDonald. A great performance for her so far today, and kudos again to Gabe Garbiso. She was able to go the full distance, 176 pitches for her for the Grizzlies, but she was just on the verge of getting her 6th win of the season and unable to do so. Again, 3-run home run for Ariel Glover, her 2nd of the day after a 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. Mount Lions improving to 25-24 with today's sweep. 21-16 overall in the RMAC. That'll help their chances going into seeding for next week's conference tournament. Adams State, on the other hand, 12-35 overall, 12-34 overall, 12-23 in the conference. These two teams will meet again tomorrow for a doubleheader, the final regular season games of the season for both teams. Mount Lions know for sure they're going to the conference tournament. Adams State, though, on the verge, they're sitting in 8th place in the conference standings. That would send them to the conference tournament next week, but looking to get some security wins to get that in before tomorrow's games. But Taylor Reed had her 2nd win of the day for the Mount Lions as she finishes with 11 total strikeouts for the Mount Lions between the 2 games coming in for relief. Again, great performance by Adams State as well. Gotta give them great credit. I want to thank our cast and crew today so far. I mean, when it was, I see the cameraman behind us, he just about got hit there in the last few pitches there, and we just about had a dent on top of the truck with that 3-run home run for Glover. But Mount Lions, I want to thank our cast and crew. It's been a long week. They were at baseball last week. I called them in on Tuesday for a special event. Great thanks to them. We'll see you all back here tomorrow, 11 o'clock first pitch for the game day for doubleheader 2 tomorrow here at Mount Lion Field. I'm Jared Verner. Thank you so much. Have a great night.